carved in stone divine. It's all about your top four, nothing more. Rushmore Show kicking down the door, ranking the icons, the greats we adore. It's all about your top four, nothing more.
This is the Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top four and nothing more. So let's get started, man. Andy, we were off last week, and we are doing a two for this week. So it is 2 for Tuesday, and we're on a non-conventional night. So hopefully we have some friends that can jump in with us. It looks like we've already got a few people in the house. Jessica's in the house. Bryce in the house. Man, they're dropping their list already. Excited, hype. So Bryce is amazing. Bryce is our very first George tier member. Thank you, Bryce, for being that guy. That's just me saying we're excited to be here with some brothers in Christ. My daughter, I will be on this, I think she meant to say list one day. Yeah, she's an athlete. She would love to act. And looks like Cannon said he'll be there before you. That's my son. So a couple lists hanging around. And Jessica, that's a good pick. Those are actually 4 great picks, to be honest. And I love it. So Kevin in the house. And Bryce says, you're welcome, man. No, dude, thanks for being in this community, Bryce. So anyways, it's Tuesday, Andy. And let's talk about the elephant that's not in the room anymore. Andy, you are losing some weight over there. We'll have to do top 4 cheat meals here soon because food's coming.
I have not cheated once since January 1st.
Well, I just ate 3 enormous pieces of pizza for you. So here down in Tallahassee. As you can see, I'm not in my normal place, Andy. I've got some big news. Last week, I was in Kansas City. Last week, you went to camp. Man, I can't wait to hear about camp. But last week, I went to Kansas City. Matter of fact, we got some friends from Kansas City on tonight. I was going to try and hook up with them. Man, it just the schedule while we were out there for Carson's team is just brutal. It's just a lot of stuff. So I wasn't able to kind of make that connection. But now I'm in Tallahassee with my other daughter who is getting married in March. And her and her fiance have bought a house. And I am in his other place where he lives. And we were helping set up my daughter's place where she's now going to live at least. They will both live there after March. But and then I guess they're going to rent this place out. But so I'm in a new place. So tell me about camp, though, real quick.
Yeah, camp was great, man. We were great up until Tuesday, and we finished in 5th place. But that's not what matters. Got to a lot of really cool stuff. We had I don't have them right off the top of my head here, but we had 3 first-time salvations in our group. We had 25 students had some type of healing. 10 called into ministry.
What's up, Bud? What's up, Dusty? Andy's just going through some of his amazing youth camp stats this week. Thanks for being here, guys. Before you all hit the like button and drop your top 4, or at least your favorite if you are leaving. But I know you don't always hang out the whole show, but thanks for being here. You guys are amazing in the community, always shouting people out. Dusty's going to be on the show in about 3 weeks, I believe, and Bryce is going to be on the show in 4 weeks. So, guys, you guys are going to be on the show. Yeah, camp was amazing. So, a couple salvations, couple called to ministry. That's the best thing about camp. And in like 3 or 4 weeks, Andy, I'm going to be out there with you, and we're going to also do another 2 for Tuesday that week. Man, I apologize, guys. My camera is usually set up here where I'm looking, but because I'm not at home, my camera's set up here. It's kind of a weird setup. I got to get used to not looking where I normally look. So if it looks like I'm not looking at you guys, I am. I love you guys. So anyways, so let's get into the show, man. So we always reach out to amazing other creators, man. And today is nothing less than one of the great creators in our space. Christian creators that are really knocking out the box when it comes to conventions and reaching people on a new level. I can't wait to hear a little bit more of their story today. I know that they are really getting plugged in at the Assemblies of God and kind of getting brought in as a full-time ministry type thing. And I can't wait to hear about that stuff. So, Andy, today, Kenneth Burke in the house, Drew in the house. Good evening, Drew. And Kenneth, by the way, Andy, you remember this? Kenneth was the very first prize winner from us. He got a pop. Was it a Dumb and Dumber? What was it?
I don't remember which one he got, but we did those giveaways. I know that Keith got
Lloyd Christmas. I feel like it was Lloyd Christmas. Anyways, well, let's get this show started and get our friends out here, our brothers in Christ. Guys, we are doing, Andy, the top 4 athletes. Now, here's the thing. We love sports and we love movies. But today we're going to kind of blend the two. We're going to go to the top 4 athletes who actually are pretty good actors. Let's get it. Welcome to the Rushmore Show. Anyways, I don't know why I did that.
It's been a while since we've done this. We got to get back in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of feeling frisky.
Anyways, you're in a new place.
Tiger Woods is winning the Masters, I think.
A lot of pressure behind you right now.
Man,
there's a lot of
I mean, he's like in his Sunday best. He just won he just won it. Anyways, let's get our guys out here. So, last year, Andy, I was just kind of scouring the planet that is YouTube, looking for, and not just YouTube, but social media, Facebook, Instagram, looking for people that kind of look like us, right? They were nerds or geeks, people that were interested in just the ways of different fandoms. And if you've been here long enough, we've had a ton on here. Everybody from Hector and our guys at Love Thy Nerd and our guys at Godcast. And we've talked about all kinds of people. We got Christian Geek. We've had, it just goes on and on. And then a couple of weeks last year, about this time, we had some friends come on called Pop Culture Pastor. And we're having them back again today. Welcome to the show, our guys, Cody and Dave, or Dave and Cody. Dave and Cody, as it's listed, so that you guys understand which one's which. And they're in this. They're in a studio. Andy, we haven't done a studio in a while.
We need a studio. If we just lived closer. Yeah.
Yes. We would invite you to the studio.
We used to do studio every once in a while. Yeah. So, hey, guys, how's it going, man? Tell us. Well, first off, thank you for being here. And you picked a really cool topic. And tell the nines of people that are out there currently and everybody that watches later all about you guys and your show and the calling of God on your life, man. What is going on over there at Pop Culture Pastor?
All right. Well, Pop Culture Pastor is a podcast, first and foremost, about just all things pop culture. We're geeks, as you said. We're big nerds, and we like to talk about these sorts of things. And the podcast was an attempt to build community. Basically, we're starting from a premise of the world is deciding that they should break off into groups by everything we don't have in common. Well, we think we have a lot more in common than what we don't have in common. And we're trying to bring people together through that commonality. And so we go to comic conventions and just build community, man. Just try to be friends with as many people as we can possibly be with. And We don't all have to see the world the same way to be kind and to love each other. And pop culture is a great way to practice that, because Cody disagrees with me all the time. And sometimes I want to throw stuff at him, but I don't. And so it rubs off on me.
Yeah, I might sabotage occasionally, but for the most part, I think that we find some commonality and enjoy this community that we get to share with. And so it's very exciting how God's moving and leading us in this ministry.
Kirk, I heard a lot of self-doubt there at the beginning. I want you to know you're good enough, you're smart enough, and doggone it, people like you.
There you go. There you go. Hey, speaking of where God's leading you, Dave recently I saw was ordained. Is that correct?
Yeah.
In the Assemblies of God? Let us know, man. What's going on with that?
I am an ordained chaplain in the Assemblies of God. So I run a Christian radio station during the day, but the podcast ministry is something that I'm pursuing more and more. It's not something we talk a lot about on the podcast, because the podcast is reserved for pop culture. And we're really just trying to build community from people. We don't want people to feel excluded right off the bat by making it a churchy thing. But then when we go to comic conventions, and when I go to churches and speak and try to create partners and tell them what I'm doing, the idea is that we will bring people into community over pop culture. But hopefully we influence people with our lives and the way we see and treat others, that they'll be interested to know, kind of what makes us do the things we do. So I'm currently looking for church partnership. I will come and speak at your church. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I might just happen to know a youth pastor in Louisiana who would be all about it. But yeah, that's awesome, man. That's really exciting.
Well, Andy, I think you have a pretty cool conference that you've been doing over the last few months. Yeah. Maybe you're looking for a pop culture guy to kind of supplement that. Hey, I'm just saying we know a guy. I
have preached many sermons. I always include pop culture, so the kids dig me.
There you go.
And I'm just going to take this moment really quickly to say thank you. We started 2018, and we really started similar to what you're saying. Like, we didn't want it to be churchy, and honestly, it never gets too churchy, I think, for us. But we are known to pause a video and say, hey, somebody in the chat needs some prayer today. And we'll do that. But I will say this, Andy is ordained in the Assemblies of God. I am licensed in the Assemblies of God. I need to just go get the ordination done, Andy. I'm past the years. I can go take the test now. I should just go do it, but I'm not in a AG church anymore, not because I don't agree or anything like that. It's just how it's kind of panned out over the last 2 years. And the church that we are in is just a really good group of community in our local community, I guess. You just said community 10 times. But with that being said, we always say this, Dave, we're not a Christian podcast, but we're not a Christian podcast. Meaning, we're not here to be like, this is your daily word for the day. But we want to try and act as if we are Christ loving. We want to welcome everybody into the space, no matter where you're from or what you believe. And we want to connect over, like you guys said, basically some commonality over pop culture. But also, we, meaning Andy and I, and anybody else in the chat that believes the same, believe that there is one way, and if you need to know him, we are willing to stop all the things of our chat, especially now that we're live, and chat about it. And so that's always open for the people. We also do go to conventions and things like that, and we're going to chat about that at halftime. So if you guys hang around, you'll learn a little bit about what we do. And I feel like we time's gotten away from us, we really wanted to connect with you guys much more to even just get better at what we're doing, because and maybe help you guys get better. So we are so thankful that you guys are here. So you guys, also, and I keep wanting to say this, and I keep getting away from myself. Cody sounds like Jack Nicholson on the podcast. And every time I listen, I just love that really chill voice that comes in. And sometimes it's wrong, just like the Joker. But I love just listen. It's one of my favorite voices on podcasts, by the way, Cody. Just throwing that out to you. Yeah. So
bless, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So let's get started. Yeah, we're gonna do top 4 athletes that act. So why'd y'all pick athletes that act? What is the we talk about it in the chat. We always let the guest pick. Sometimes the guests are like, I don't know, and then we end up picking, which we did that today, actually with some people next month. But what about athletes that act or can act did you guys feel interest drawn towards?
For me, it was both Dave and I love sports, and we love pop culture things. And most of the time, our podcast leans towards movies and TV shows and not so much the sports side. But thinking about the actors who had a sports career beforehand definitely intrigued me. And so Dave and I were listing off all the sports guys that we could think of that acted and how that was actually kind of a fun topic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I love that.
It fits right into what we're doing. I'm very excited for tonight. Hey, just to answer this real quick, Bryce, I saw earlier he posted this. I seem tired. I'm still recovering from camp. So, no, but I'm good. I do appreciate the concern there. I am good. I am. I'll still have the same energy tonight, and I may be controversial. So let's see.
That's like your middle name lately. And
that's so. Not to use the pun based on a picture behind you, but that's par for the course.
I feel like I need to warn you guys, because if you haven't listened to the podcast, there are many facets to Cody. There's contrarian Cody, where he'll just start arguing with you for whatever reason he wants to. There's capitalist Cody, which I don't know if he'll make an appearance tonight or not, but if one of these athletes just made a cash grab by taking a part, he'll bring it up. Then there's communist Cody, and I forget who communist Cody is, but you can figure it out probably. But there's all these different facets of Cody. Cynical Cody.
Alliteration's a big thing, evidently. So.
Oh, and then CCCC. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of communist. You got a P back there, maybe? Yeah. Anyways.
Let's get conscientious, Cody, tonight. Let's hope.
Yes.
We'll
try that.
That's
his day job.
With that said, let's go ahead and get into our list tonight. So because it's listed Dave first, Dave, you want to go first? And then we'll go Dave and then Cody. And then Kirk, we're still me third, right? Are we still in that? Yeah, we're still me third. And then
until Bryce's turn. Bryce, you're going to be last when Bryce is on the show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's when we're switching to that. So, Dave, we're going to go to you first. But before you give us your number 4, your Rosie, we always start with criteria. This list for me, and maybe for many of you, is a little bit more extensive than I thought right off the jump. But what helped you to narrow your list down? Was there any kind of criteria you put in place to, I guess, help you form this list?
Yeah, certainly. I had a criteria. For me, it started with you had to have some sort of professional experience if you were a man. If you were a male, then you had to have some time with the pros for me to be able to consider you. And that's not saying, like, there were several, like Burt Reynolds, guys that had done a bunch of things in college, but then had figured out they wanted to go into acting later. But for me, this was kind of it's more the novelty of someone having like a professional level career then trying out acting. And sometimes that's just a movie or a part. Sometimes it led to a full-fledged career, which we'll get into tonight. But for men, it definitely started with that. Now, I will have one of my 4 will be a woman, and obviously the criteria had to change a little bit for that because there's not as many professional women's sports, especially the farther you go back in the past. So I felt like the criteria had to go down a little bit to I had to consider some ladies, some actresses that had been active in college sports.
Okay. All right. So I like that. I like where we're going there. A little bit different twist there. So let's start with your number 4, Rosie, number 4 on the mountain, the 4th most important of the top 4 presidents in our humble but accurate opinion. Dave, what you got for your Rosie?
All right. My Rosie is Jason Lee. Pro skateboarding legend, turned professional in 1988, featured in some iconic skateboarding videos, master of the 360 flip. First major film role was as Brody in Kevin Smith's Mallrats, which was just one of my absolute favorites. And he really made that movie. I mean, he really seamlessly just kind of went into this, so much so that I didn't know he was a professional skateboarder when I saw that movie. And I just thought he was the life of this movie. He was in a bunch of Kevin Smith movies, Chasing Amy, Dogma, the Jay and Silent Bob franchise. But then he went on and did a TV show called My Name is Earl from 2005 to 2009. He was a 2-time Golden Globe nominee. So I feel like, yeah, that's not just, he acted and stuff. He has pedigree. Like, he was good at what he did. He's been a voice actor. He was in a voice in The Incredibles. He was the voice of David Seville in the Alvin and the Chipmunk stuff. He's been in Vanilla Sky, Enemy of the State, but maybe I think his best role was in Almost Famous as the too cool for school, but with a severe inferiority complex lead singer of the fictional band Stillwater. My Rosie is Jason Lee.
Jason Lee. Listen, this one slipped. It was nowhere on the radar for me. Because to be honest with you, you're now informing me that he was a pro skater, but it makes sense. As I look at him, I'm like, this guy looks
immediately laughed. Cody, so which Cody is showing up here? He immediately was like, "Are you serious with this?"
Is this
right
communist
now?
Cody? I don't know.
It was more cynical Cody, but
look, Cody.
Obviously, when you look at me, you think pro skateboarder.
Yes. Oh yeah, all day.
But no, all kidding aside, in my research, I found out this is no joke. He is legendary in the skateboarding circuit. And as long as we don't have anyone skateboarder fans in the chat, we'll never know for sure.
He's apparently, now, according to this website, in the Skateboarding Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I mean, he's a legend. According to my internet research.
That he did just today.
Yeah, I'm reading through this. I mean, I don't know how exclusive of a club the Skateboarding Hall of Fame is, but I mean, to be in a Hall of Fame is.
I assume Tony Hawk's in it.
But like the criteria, so I don't know what you guys thought of. Like, so if he's good as an athlete, maybe he doesn't have to be as good, or she doesn't have to be as good of an actor or actress. But then if they're good at acting, maybe they didn't have to be quite as good as an athlete, right? But if you can get both, I think Jason Lee's good at both.
Man. I like that. That's good.
So
That's good.
I'll share more about my criteria when we get there, but let's just say I completely forgot skateboarders. I did. I mean, well, extreme games, and that's funny because like 3 weeks ago we did extreme game or extreme sports movies, and that should have rung a bell. And I might have to go and change my list right now. But Jason Lee definitely missed. But I do love nearly everything you just mentioned, from Kevin Smith series to Earl, and obviously Seville. He kind of, with the Alvin and Chipmunks, has been doing a great thing over there. But yeah, Almost Famous is a great role. And good pick, man. I love the way this starts. You are a natural for the Rushmore Show. Hey, I just want to say something real quick. Action Joe Figs, thanks for being here. I'm one-armed tonight. I hurt my left shoulder and am in considerable pain. Action, we will pray for that if you'd like us to. Drop it in the comments if that's something you want us to do. If not, we'll pray off camera for you anyways. And that's just how that'll go. But now, Andy, you've said your piece. Cody, tell me about Jason Lee.
So I primarily know him for My Name is Earl. I did know he was a skateboarder before this, but I don't think of him. I know I've seen him in movies. I don't think of him in the top tier of actors that were athletes, but he definitely is an honorable mention for me.
Okay. He can scratch the honorable mention. That's gotta mean something. Hey, I did see he is a playable character in Tony Hawk's Project 8.
Wow.
Apparently lent his voice and his likeness. He's a playable character. He's also a voice of a different character in Skate 3. So I mean, he's definitely in that skate world for sure. So
hey,
like
so look, let's do a little timeout real quick. Andy, you want to pray for Action Figs?
Yeah, absolutely. God, we just thank you right now, Lord, that Action Joe Figs has come into the chat tonight. Lord, we know that, God, he's dealing with a little bit of pain and some issues there involving the arm. God, I pray in his shoulder. Lord, we just pray that you would heal, God. Your word says that you're the healer. Lord, we believe that you're the healer. We believe that you're faithful to do what you said you would do. Lord Jesus, I pray right now, even as we speak, Lord, that you would lift that pain from him. In Jesus' name, amen.
Hey, and through all things, Christ will change everything, right? We have a friend named Billy who just got healed from a massive disease, guys. And so if that can happen.
Autoimmune encephalitis.
Autoimmune encephalitis in a church service, completely healed. That's just praise the Lord. So amen and amen. Let's all right, so let's jump into this. Cody, what's your what were you thinking when you were putting your list together?
So I was kind of along the same lines as Dave that they had to have been in the pro level for me, but they also needed to be at least a recognizable name in pop culture as far as TV and movies. And so some of mine will be definitely big time athletes or top of their game. It might not be the best actors in the world, but some of them are lower level pro athletes that are much better at acting. All right.
I'm interested to see where we go here. So Rosie, starting off your mountain, what we got?
Okay, so this is a Cinderella pick for me because I go March Madness rules sometimes. I'm going Terry Crews.
I love it. I love that pick.
So he was a pro football player, made 5 teams. Unfortunately, got injured when he was with the Redskins. But hilarious actor. We could go to TV. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, such a great series. Everybody hates Chris, but then a lot of people know him from White Chicks, the president from Idiocracy. If you watch Norbit, he was in Norbit. The Longest Yard, he didn't really need to act because he literally was a football player and is one tough dude. And then The Expendables. So he is a guy that is everywhere. And host America's Got Talent, and it just seems to be very likable. And I think that his acting is probably better than his pro career.
Plus, he can do that thing with his man breasts.
I was going to say, you forgot the Old Spice commercials. Or maybe I missed it.
Left that out for our younger audience.
I mean, that's got to be the most iconic.
I love Terry Crews. He is, for all intents and purposes, he could easily be in my top 4. He is on my Benjamins tonight. So I have lost my first Benjamin of the evening. And the only reason I had him on Benjamins is because when I rank favorite actors of all time, right, and just kind of like that list, I love Terry Crews, but he's not one I immediately go to. My other guys are probably at least in the conversation, and of my favorite actors of all time, at some level or another. But man, that's an amazing pick. I love it.
It was my Cinderella.
Yeah, I got the fries that'll cross your eyes. I got the shakes that'll make you quake. I got the burgers. I just got the burgers. That's a fantastic pick. You took my number 5. That's my first.
Oh, that's number 5. So he was probably about 6 or 7 for me.
He was fighting to get in that 4 spot.
Yeah, man. So, hey, everybody in the chat, here is your, and we'll talk about this for the rest of the night. Here is your question for the week to go into our chat later, not now, is I want to know who the worst athletes that became actors are.
I have a few of those.
I've got a few. Give me just the number 1 worst athlete / actor ever in the chat. Not in the chat, but in the comments when it goes live, sometime tomorrow or this afternoon or this evening. Good pick, man. Terry Crews is awesome. Dave, you like Terry Crews?
Oh yeah. Who doesn't like Terry Crews? And when you mention Idiocracy, you got to go with the full name. He's President Camacho.
Yeah.
Respect the office, like he's amazing. And Brooklyn Nine-Nine, he doesn't get as much of the love as the big names on that show, but he makes that show just as much as any of them.
Can I just say something? I watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine first season, kind of stopped, went back because I knew it was funny. Man, I really slept on that show that first season that I watched it. It is hilarious. I love that show. And Terry
let me
Crews
give you
is
real quick,
to be honest.
Real quick, Terry Crews stat lines for his career. 3 here we go. 3 years of actually playing games. 3 years he didn't play any. But 32 games. None of them started. But hey, there's a whole bunch of zeros that happen. 3 combined tackles, 1 solo, 1 assist.
That's 3 more than I have.
Yeah,
that's
claim it.
It's an impressive career. I don't, even though he only had 3, I would not want to be tackled by Terry Crews.
No,
I know it would hurt. So, there it is. Played for a couple teams, journeyman, and then I think, like you said, injury. So, but yeah, it's a great pick. Love that. All right, it's up to me now. Am I in?
Yeah.
It's so long since I've been on the Rushmore show. I don't even know what to do anymore. So criteria for me, I didn't overthink it. I thought about athletes who acted, and I went from that list. No, mostly it was actors that I liked. I nowhere am at all going to consider like, man, are they going to be in my top actors of all time? That wasn't in consideration because my top actors all time, I'd have to go pretty far down the list before I start getting at some athletes, probably. These guys are just on film. I enjoy them, right? Some of mine are more known for TV, even commercials. That's going to be more in the realm where I'm at with some of my guys. Now, some are definitely top of the game. Some other ones that are going to be no-brainers. But I'm going to start my list off by Rosie, primarily, and I think really only going to the realm of commercials and TV. This guy is one of the most. Hey, look, real quick, David Allen, first timer here. Awesome seeing Dave and Cody here. David Allen, welcome here. Kirk, are you queuing it up?
I am. Yeah, give me 2 seconds.
We want to welcome you to our lovely community that we love to call the Summit Squad. This is for you. And David, what that means is, hey, you're here, a part of this. Obviously, I'm assuming you're a part of the pop culture pastor community. Welcome for joining in. We are just excited to have you here. Hang out for the show, chat in here. Let us know who are your top 4 athletes / actors. They were athletes, then became actors. That's what we're discussing tonight. So just getting into my pick here. But this guy, like I said, primarily in the commercials and TV realm, he is one of the sneaky funniest people in existence. When this guy's on TV or commercials, it's must watch. I know that I'm going to love it. Let me give you just a little bit of what he is known for. He was a host of SNL in 2007. He's known for quite a few commercials, and I'm going to give it away. This is SportsCenter commercials that are hilarious. I'm going with local boy himself, Peyton Forehead Manning. Peyton Manning is on my list. He was a late ad because I said, I just love this guy. Now, you're not in the movie realm, and I get that, but we're movie/TV technically right now, so this fits in there. TV, the ads that he has, and also live TV. I mean, let's just count that too, right? I don't know if it's that acting, whatever, but some of it I think he's acting, some of that. The Manning cast is just gold when it comes to TV. It's the only sports cast that I want to watch of football. But man, he's got so many great things. The commercials that he does, the SNL skits, the one that he did back in the day with for United Way, where he's playing flag football with kids, but he's like beaming them in the head with the football. It's like, you're an idiot, run the route. Like, it's so hilarious. And I think what makes it great, or even over the top, is that when you look at Peyton Manning, he looks like mayonnaise, right? He looks like khaki pants. He looks like he wouldn't be funny. He's got no reason of being as funny and as charismatic on TV as he is. When he was on the football field, he's the general, right? He's methodical. He's studying film. But man, when this dude lets loose on TV, he is hilarious. This was probably my controversial pick. And it's actually probably more controversial with who he kicked out. But nonetheless, Peyton Manning is here. Cody, give me all the hate that you've got for this one.
Dude, I am dying. Now it's just a point. Look, you made 5 people leave. Like 6 now. 6. Like it just comes to a point now. We are seeing how far we can push this envelope.
I don't think it's as far as we're saying it is. Now, is he a great actor? Probably not.
He is hilarious. And yeah, he's hilarious. And I guess he's an actor in commercials. I guess you got him there. But I'm sitting here going, commercials? Who is he going with? I'm racking my brain. And at first I thought you were going to say Drew Brees, because that's just something.
No, that's a great commercial, but I would never put it.
And I was like, he's in one commercial that's worth it.
No, there has to be some catalog there.
Peyton Manning, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, great local boy to our New Orleans heritage, whole family, and the Manning cast is great. The commercials are great, but he's not an actor. He's not an actor. But okay, well, we're going with it.
He's not an actor. He just plays one on TV.
Yeah.
All right. What do you guys got, Pop Culture Pastor? I just want to hear it.
He is definitely great at playing a caricature of himself.
Yeah.
Oh, he's phenomenal at it. And I agree. The Manning cast is my favorite way to watch Monday Night Football. The skits he did on SNL, I laughed at. If he was in maybe more things outside of commercials, and wasn't always playing himself, I might have him on my list. But I do like thinking outside the box and having athletes that might be comedic and best known for commercials. So yeah, that's original.
I'm very happy with that response. There we go. I'll take that.
I got no problem with it, Andy. I think he's great. I think he's got the chops to do it. If I'm a Hollywood exec, I'm eyeing him for any part that's a teenage girl dad who's a little out of touch, you know, like can be funny, the comedic element. I think he'd be knocking it out of the park. I
want him and Will Ferrell in a movie together.
I just immediately thought of a few other athletes that may or may not get mentioned today that play in that type of role that Peyton Manning would be great in. I just immediately, good. I mean, good pick. Good pick because it's the Rushmore Show, and I love the Manning. And I'm interested. First off, if Terry Crews was your number 5, then that's who got kicked off.
No. So he was my number 5. Yeah, he bumped a few different things down. There's a guy who got kicked off of this that I know is going to be talked about today.
Look at Andy. Andy's trying to pretend he didn't have criteria, but he's clearly picking potential.
Yeah.
Potential.
I'm trying to.
All right. So Dusty, hello, David. Thanks for being here, Dusty. Let's get this thing going, man. So my criteria, much like you guys, are they good athletes? Did they play at a high level? I don't know that all of mine are professional, but I would think they're at least in a minor league or semi-pro style, or maybe even some college. There are some of my actors that aren't like the big 4 sports, if you will. They're not all the sports are baseball, basketball, football, or even soccer or hockey, if you want to add in, which are probably the 2 other, if you go big 6. So with that being said, good actor and probably at least accomplished athletic skill enough to where they can sit back and go, yeah, I did that. I'm an athlete. Yeah, I wouldn't consider myself. You must be much further along than I ever got. Just because I play sports don't mean I'm an athlete in this sense. And just because I'm on the Rushmore Show don't make me an actor. So I'm not eligible. So let's get into this. My number 4 has changed quite a bit. This list was hard because there's so many people I want to talk about, and I'm trying to kind of think about my Benjamins strategically a little bit to make sure that I have a good 8, because I know that there are some monster ones out there that I want to say that are probably going to get snatched away, which will diminish my list down the road. But I'm going to start out hot, man. I don't think you can get any bigger of a star than this. I don't think you can get any bigger of a person than this. This guy that I'm going to chat about, he started his acting career way back in the 60s. And he's acted throughout. I mean, he probably had 2023 was the last thing I think it's mentioned here. Political career, going with the Governor. I'm going with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mr. Weightlifting, Mr. Bodybuilding. I have some stats for this, man. This is crazy. Not to mention all the amazing movies: Commando, Predator, Running Man, Total Recall, Terminator 2, True Lies, which is one of my favorite movies of all time when it comes to action silliness. But then you got comedy crossover with Twins and Kindergarten Cop and Jingle All the Way. Then all the later stuff like with Terry Crews and a lot of the guys that are probably going to get mentioned today in the Expendables franchise. And multiple $100 million global title films, multiple. He did so many blockbusters. He is the action hero. It says that his total career box office is well over $5 billion with a B dollars. And here's some of his stats as far as his sports real quick. So 6'2", in his prime. I mean, he was lifting 7-time Mr. Olympia, 5-time Mr. Universe. He benched 520 pounds, deadlift 710 pounds, and squatted 545 pounds at about a 235, 250 range. That's where I'm sitting right now, at about a 235 to 250 range. Give me a break, man. This guy is everything I want in an actor, everything I want in an athlete. I mean, Conan the Barbarian. I mean, the list is just crazy. But I'm going number 4, my Rosie, the guy that can potentially put his own face on the Mount Rushmore, the Governor. We're going with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Now, is bodybuilding a sport?
I counted it as one.
Okay.
So,
because to me, it's more like art. I just love it. It's a personal hobby of mine.
Well, weightlifting, I don't think is a sport. Mr. Olympia competitions are definitely, in my opinion, a sport.
It goes with gymnastics in my sports.
I mean,
category,
it's in the Olympics, so there you go.
Yeah. I think this counts. So, the governor of California. Yeah, this is a great one. Yeah,
it's a good pick.
Yeah,
it's a great one.
Yeah, and then the acting, like the hits. I mean, they literally. That's a.
Now here's the thing: like, is he a great actor? No, but he was
absolutely. He's so convincing.
But he was a great. But he was a great fit for every character to play. Like he was. I mean, even like in the Twins, right? He fit that like so well. Just being that kind of guy. I mean. Is he a guy from Juilliard? No, but man, you when you have him in the movie, you're looking for you're going to get what you get, right? And how many times have we mentioned him on the show, Andy? From action stars, action movies, sci-fi movies, blah blah, whatever. He's always on here. So I'll be reminisce. I had him off the mountain, and I'm like, nah, I'm gonna jump him on.
Last Action Hero, man.
Oh God, what a great movie!
And hey, look, let's just say it, man. Fast forwarding 2 days from now, Batman and Robin. Come on, we didn't even talk about that. Chill out.
Andy, I hope you don't pick that movie.
Well, I'm Andy, so
I know. I hope you don't pick that movie. There are so many good Batman movies, and that one's a fun one.
There's only one Batman and Robin.
It's nostalgic. Crazy Lady B. Hey, Bethany. Welcome. Tell James hello. Thanks for being here. All right, man. So first round done. And I love it. We didn't crush yet. So back to Dave.
Yeah.
Now you don't need criteria. You just jump in. This is TJ Jazzy Jeff.
I told you I was going to have an actress on here.
Oh, here she is.
And I'm going way back because I wanted an actress with the athletic pedigree, and I'm going with, and my old listeners here are going to love this because we have old listeners. I don't know if you guys have old listeners, but I'm old. I'm going to be 49 here in about a month. So
I'll be 47 in about a month and a half. So you're not too far ahead of me.
You may recognize this name, you may not. She was big in the 70s. She was a celebrity in the 80s. Her name was Kathy Lee Crosby, former professional tennis player, USC tennis player. She was ranked as high as number 7 in the US, number 4 in doubles, competed at Wimbledon. She was a trailblazer in the comic book genre that a lot of people may not know. Is she was the original star of the Wonder Woman TV show pilot that was actually a made-for-TV movie. It was Kathy Lee Crosby. They recast after the pilot Linda Carter for the series. Kathy Lee Crosby claims that they offered her the part and she turned it down. That's allegedly. We cannot confirm or deny that. But she was in tons of stuff in the 70s and 80s. She was in a lot of made for TV movies. She was in mini episodes of The Love Boat. A classic. Had continued screen presence all the way up into the 2000s. She hosted a couple shows, one of which was, well, I forgot what I did with it, but I can't find the name of it. It was some sports show. It was like a sports show in the 80s, sort of like the Network Stars type thing. But yeah, I think she deserved to be on there. She had athlete pedigree. She's been acting all the way up in the 2000s. She dated Joe Theismann in the 80s. What more can you ask for?
There you go.
Oh, and here's another thing. She was the guest. She was the special guest announcer for WrestleMania 2.
Yeah, there you go.
That is correct.
Yeah. I'm just pulling her list up here. I mean, I recognize her. She was in a lot of things back in the 70s, 80s.
She may have been in the Cannonball Run. I don't know.
Most of her, I mean, she looks like somebody in Cannonball Run. I mean, her career pretty much was over in the 80s. She did 1994, she did a few things, and in 2001, a film. But if I'm being honest, there's not much of this that just like jumps off the page. Wonder Woman is a big deal. Linda Carter was a big deal, obviously. Oh, she was in Kolchak. That was a pretty popular show.
I'm all about the equality.
Yeah, I love it.
The only thing that I recognize her, like the only role that I even have any fathom of recognition for, is WrestleMania 2. So that's what I have. I and I didn't know until now. And guess what? I will probably forget it later. But it made the list and it counts. It
does count, and it fits perfectly here. I love it. So
I do like the fact that we're working in a female in this.
Let's go to our resident contrarian. Hey, Cody, how do you feel about this pick?
I also would only know this pick from WrestleMania 2. But when Dave said she was a star in the 70s and 80s, I assumed the Love Boat was going to definitely be on her resume. This isn't necessarily a pick I would make, but it's Dave's list.
Look, if you were an actor and celebrity of any kind in the 70s or 80s, I think you were contractually obligated to be on the Love Boat or the Cannonball Run series. I just think that was contractually obligated.
Yeah, I would say, yeah. All right, Cody. Let's see if we can get this thing back on shore, and let's see where we're going.
There it is.
Okay, so mine can kind of relate to Dave's, just because this person competed in WrestleMania. Happens to be a Royal Rumble winner, 2-time WWE champion, 4-time World Heavyweight champion, and I would argue the best actor out of the WWE stable. I'm going Dave Bautista. Guardians of the Galaxy, everyone loves. Knock at the Cabin, if you haven't watched it, it's a different role for him. He's very serious, and it's a dramatic role. And it's a horror movie, and he does a phenomenal job. Army of the Dead, he was great in that. Glass Onion 2, a Knives Out, or Glass Onion and Knives Out movie, he was great in. And he's also in Dune. Like, this guy has secretly worked with some big projects, and he's just there, and he actually can play other roles than just either a comedic talent or themselves, which some other wrestlers do a good job of playing themselves in everything they're in. But Dave Bautista has some range.
Cody will also occasionally play himself.
Yes.
You played yourself.
And he will also play the Joker. That's what I think he needs to do.
Yes.
And speaking of movies coming next week, Andy, Bautista, what do you think, man?
I like this pick. I mean, obviously Guardians is a big deal there. He's kind of one of those guys that's his role, you know. He's just kind of taken that on. To be honest with you, though, like, I haven't, just for my own personal, nothing against his acting, I just personally haven't watched a lot of his stuff. So other than the Guardians thing,
I kind of had a feeling you were going to say that, Andy. Just knowing you long enough, you're not a big movie guy, especially something that comes out over the last 15 years, unless it's like something that's been recommended. Movies aren't your really thing. I mean, I come over to your house, and if it's not The Office on or Parks and Rec, it's some.
Also, just side note to that, this is about to get real dangerous because Paramount Plus has Wayne's World and Wayne's World 2. So I'm never watching a new movie again. So. You're gonna have to tell me about all the movies.
But I will shout this out. This is a great pick. This is another Benjamin off my list. And there's a few reasons he's on my Benjamins and not in my top 4. Number one, as far as an athlete, I mean, the guy is he's a genetic freak. But he wasn't the best in the business in wrestling. He's won a few. But he's been amazing. And I loved him in wrestling as a wrestling guy. And number 2, in acting, and just like Andy did just now, everybody kind of goes to Drax, which he gets a bum role for that, but he really played that perfectly. If you know anything about Drax out of the comics, his character and not really understanding slang and not understanding all these things, he fit that perfect and did it so well. But he showed his acting prowess outside of that, and a lot of people don't realize it. You named a few of those movies. The Cabin movie was a great role. He like changed his body shape. Like he was method acting type thing. It was really cool to see that kind of a dystopian type movie. The Onions Out movie was a fun little thing. And I think he is only going to go up. I think if we were to do this list maybe 4 or 5 years from now, my list might change, because I think he is a guy on the up when it comes to his acting side. And he won't just be Guardians of the Galaxy. But for me, he is in my top 10 and without a shadow of a doubt. So he had a cameo in the beginning of Blade Runner 2. Yes, he did. Great. And Andrew Weather's in the house. Andrew, we're going to be hanging out soon. Our kids will be playing softball again over at the high school. So thanks for being here, bud. It's always a blessing to see you in the chat. Dave, did you mention anything about Batista?
I haven't mentioned anything. I agree with the pick. I think Dave Bautista is great. I think if you need something else besides Drax, watch Knives Out. He was great in that.
Yeah, he was great. I love all of his stuff. It's just like if you a novice person walking up to him and go, "Hey, what's Batista?" They're like, "Oh, I'm sure he's in a bunch of stuff, but he's Drax." You know.
I do think you're right about, like, if we were doing this show in like 5 more years, I think he's on a trajectory where he's actually doing real acting. Nothing against other wrestlers. I don't want to mention any names by putting them down, John Cena, but he has more range, I think, and now getting away from Drax, losing some of the muscle weight so he doesn't look like a hulking man like he used to. I think he'll get other roles that are more nuanced, and I think he'll be able to prove himself worthy of that. So
I'm assuming, since you said John Cena as a kind of a cut down, and you said Batista was the best, that neither one of you are going to mention Cena. I have a feeling Andy's not mentioning Cena, but he might.
He might be on the list that's outside the top 4.
If Cena's mentioned today, I have something. If he's not, I'll talk about it at the end of the show.
I'm just saying, I'm looking at my list right now, and I don't see him anywhere.
You just can't see him, huh? If he's mentioned, we'll talk about a little bit. But he. Let me just say this: when he said Peyton Manning earlier about doing a dad thing, Cena was the one I was thinking about immediately. Some of his roles that he's had, I was like, oh, Peyton would have been great in some of that. But all right, let's go to you, Andy.
All right, so I'm also staying in the wrestling realm, sort of, kind of. I'm saying that tongue in cheek because technically, yes, this guy was in the wrestling realm for just a minute. One of my favorite athletes of all time. I mean, let's just put that out there. This guy is what we've talked about it, Kirk. We've talked about it, and I think it needs to be something that we do, whether it's in nostalgia. I don't know where we fit it in, but we wanted to do Rushmore.
My gosh, you're not going to do that.
Rushmore of national treasures. Just national treasures. At all costs. If anything happens to this man, I think we go into we're close. I'm not an alarmist or whatever, but there's all these sayings about World War III. But if something happens to this man, World War III ensues. I don't know what happens. And I kind of tongue-in-cheek said he was in that. But if you go way back to 1994, WCW's Bash at the Beach, this guy was in it. But he's known for a lot more other acting. This is another guy that, yes, he's going to have more movie roles than Peyton Manning has. So you can't deny it in that sense. I don't think he's a great actor, but he's an actor nonetheless. I'm going with Shaquille O'Neal. I'm going with Shaq, baby. He is the guy. Listen, we went to Kazam, Blue Chips, Steel, Uncle Drew. He's in the Grown Ups movies. A lot of times he's playing himself. He's playing a character of himself, some guy that's just in a cameo for this thing. But just like Peyton Manning in the commercials, dude, I don't even know what I never wanted to switch insurance until I saw the General commercials. I want him. Papa John's, the Papa John's commercials. He is one of the icy hot though. Like, it's just iconic. Shaquille O'Neal, and again, you can throw this out if we don't consider this acting, but his NBA stuff with him and Charles Barkley is gold. It's just it's akin to the Manning. It's like must watch TV. When Shaq is on TV, I want to watch it. I'm stopping what I'm doing. This guy is gold, right? But again, from the acting thing, we talked about it in basketball movies. Blue Chips is up there for me with basketball movies when it goes to that. He's got a ton of different roles that are happening there. Let me get to my actual notes here. But Shaquille O'Neal, obvious one. He's the best basketball player in history, in my opinion. He's my absolute favorite. Kirk, I think, is going to pretty much agree as far as at least favorite. Whatever. Do we consider him the GOAT? Probably not. But he's still my favorite basketball player of all time. Magic, Lakers, Heat, and literally every other team he played for. He has the rainbow meme where he played for every team and stuff. 4-time NBA champion, 15-time All-Star, Hall of Famer. The dude was one of the most dominant, and he is the greatest one to watch on TV. He is so entertaining. I just love Shaquille O'Neal. Another, in a sense, local guy too. I went Peyton, I went Shaq, LSU. So keeping it a little bit local, but this is where it stops. But anyway, Shaq is my TJ Jazzy Jeff. Give it to me.
So this was my dark horse on my Benjamin side because his acting chops are terrible. They're terrible. And
what are you talking about, man? Come on.
He's hilarious. Neon Budo. Listen, great. I love Blue Chips. I love Kazam was a fun movie when I was 6. It's a great, but most dominant basketball player of all time. Most dominant. Like in a 4-year span, nobody
else touches it.
No one even close. That 4 years with Kobe for the stat line was just unstoppable. Nobody could get in the paint. The only thing you could do was hack him and put him on the line. He still scored 35. It was crazy. But with that being said, I love him. He's on my Rushmore basketball players. He's on my Rushmore of national treasures. If we do national treasure, he's on the list. And we've talked about this. But his acting it's not there. It's not there. And it's the same reason for Peyton. They're funny, and they both have a following of a fandom, and that's why I love you so much, because this is what you get when you show up to the Rushmore Show. I love this. I love this pick. I was mad because I was trying to keep him. See, I remember I said I'm trying to figure my Benjamins out, and I've already lost Batista. I've already lost. Now Shaq, and I lost somebody else earlier. Oh, Terry Crews. So I'm in trouble.
Yeah. All right, give it to me, guys.
All right, where to begin? Let me check my notes to see how many times Shaq came up in my research. Oh, none. I did not consider Shaq. To hear you say he was the best basketball player of all time, I mean, yeah, unless you foul him. You don't get to be the best basketball player of all time if you can't hit 35% from the free throw line, in my opinion. And his acting range, like, let's be honest, he's got the range of Kristen Stewart facially. I mean, Shaq's real good at playing Shaq. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not on board with this one. Peyton Manning, I was on board, not Shaq.
Are you not a Shaq fan?
I like Shaq. I like him as a basketball player. I liked watching him, especially LSU, where he became a millionaire. But I liked watching him as the dominant part on the inside. But yeah, he had a real flaw in his game, and the hack-a-Shaq, man. He would have won all the championships if he could hit 50% from the free throw line.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a part of the game. It definitely is. Cody, how you feel about it?
So Shaq also wrestled in AEW once. So another wrestling accolade for him. Music career might be better than his acting career.
Come on.
Yeah. Oh, Hufstetler, baby.
He's a DJ?
Hufstetler.
You better check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Yeah.
Kazam.
Yeah.
I remember liking as a kid, but I haven't rewatched it because I know that it will not hold up. So,
Wait, but I thought Sinbad was Kazam. I never. I digress.
That movie never happened.
Exactly.
In my mind, it didn't.
So,
but
so Bryce, you mentioned Michael Jordan or Shaq. Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time. Shaq is the greatest basketball person of all time. Like Jordan was
Jordan
so
is the
amazing.
best.
He is the
That's
GOAT.
my favorite.
But like when we talk about the Rushmore Show being favorites, if I'm drafting a team, I'm taking Shaq before Jordan. I'm just because I want Shaq on my side for all the other reasons. Like he's just the locker room, he's just a national treasure. Just watch his mix with Charles Barkley, dude. Seeing him go after Charles like I don't even watch basketball anymore. But if I see a clip on Reels of Shaq sitting at that desk, I know it's something about Charles. I gotta listen, and then I'll listen to it. But I don't have him on my list for a reason, and I love Shaq probably more than you. I mean, like we've talked about this, and he's just he wasn't on my radar. He was a dark horse to throw in and save my list at 8, but he's out of it. Good pick. But let's go. My turn. Oh, we're talking about wrestling. Oh man, let's talk about wrestling because I mean, there's so many wrestlers that were actors, and I'm gonna jump in that realm too. Feet first, man. So let me pull up my list so I can get my little sound bites of stats for my guy. Here's the deal. Athlete. Not only was he a wrestler, but he is an athlete in football, and that probably gives it all away there. Well, there's a couple guys that went from football, but he's probably the number one actor in the world right now. And
just write it down.
And it's The Rock. And listen, when he was a wrestler, I didn't always love him, and that's the point. And when Batista was there, he was just another big guy. But not only so, like being a part of wrestling is being an actor, right? Let's just get that out the way. And when you're at the best of the business in wrestling, it's because you know how to act. And now he's the final boss and ticking everybody off because he's not pulling his weight and doing what he's supposed to do, finishing storylines. If you've watched lately, but he is the biggest megastar right now. I mean, everything he puts out, no matter if it's good, bad, or indifferent, it makes money. And he played at the University of Miami as a defensive tackle. He played at the Calgary Stampeders, and then he went on to have because he has lineage with his family. But mega champion, 10-time world champion, 2-time Intercontinental, 5-time tag, winner of the Royal Rumble, headline WrestleMania 5 times, multiple catchphrases. On the mic, he's probably the GOAT. And when it comes to promo cutting, He's probably the GOAT. We were going to do that. We're going to do that one eventually. Who cuts the best promos? If you don't have The Rock at least on your mountain, it's because you just don't like him. But multiple big movie franchises, the Scorpion King franchise, the Fast and the Furious, Jumanji, Moana, over 10 billion with a B money made. And that's crazy. Consider that's twice as much of Arnold. And Arnold's been around since the 60s. He is the new Arnold. The number one highest paid actor in the world, 2019 and 2020. The list goes on. And now he does so much other stuff with his tequila and all these other things. He owned the XFL for a while, and that was kind of a crazy thing. Under Armour, YouTube. I mean, The Rock, man. The Rock has got to me, he everybody thought Hogan was kind of like cool for doing the jump and into the wrestling to acting. But I think The Rock actually perfected it. And some of the guys are actually still like Cena, like Batista, or two of the guys we mentioned. A lot more doors have been opened because of The Rock. So I'm going to pull him in at 3.
Cody, what do you think about The Rock?
It doesn't matter what you
think about The Rock. Sorry.
But really, burn.
I had to do it.
I wasn't ready for it. But honestly, he single-handedly killed the DCEU.
Keep him away from my comic book movies. Yes, he's fine other than that.
Black Adam wasn't a hit, and then his hostile takeover didn't work out.
No.
He plays the same person to me in every movie. So I docked him based off of the acting chops. Wrestling, I can't argue. Him and Stone Cold going back and forth when I was a youth, that drew me into wrestling big time. And he's on my Rushmore for cutting promos, but I don't know if he's my top, but he's probably in the top 3. So yeah. I'll go back.
Yeah, I have another one that's probably would edge him out. After I said that, and no, not Randy, but sure, Randy might actually make the mountain, but no, he wouldn't. No, I mean, I've got 4 already that would be over Randy.
He's the cream of the crop.
Yeah. All right.
So, anyways,
this is my favorite. Anyway, just foreshadowing to that. Dave, what about you? I know you kind of mentioned a little bit, other than keeping them away from your comic book movies.
I mean, keep away from my comic book movies, but you can't argue with the stats. I mean, Kirk went over that well, and you can't argue with the man's success. He runs to me off a lot of charisma, which he always has. That's what made him a success in wrestling, was the charisma. The wrestling's fine, but the charisma is what made him. And like Cody said, it tends to be like he seems like he's playing the same guy. I think we're going to know a lot more here in a few months when the Smashing Machine movie comes out, where he's wearing a lot of prosthetics, and it's a drama. It's a biopic. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right.
We're halfway, man.
Halfway, Andy. So let's kick off so we're right at an hour. Cool. Didn't he play in the Rampage movie? Yes, he did. Apparently he might move to Marvel as Apocalypse. I didn't see that. Did you guys see that?
That's a rumor. I heard it.
Cool. Andrew says no argument with The Rock, kind of crazy. And Bryce mentioned RoboCop. So here's the thing. We've got a couple commercials we love to do. Let's start with, since it's Pop Culture Pastor and they do conventions, let's start at the convention world and talk about Reboot. Guys, down in the bottom right hand of your screen, you should see a Reboot logo of me and Andy, the Unconventional Ministry. And we've jumped in feet first into this world of conventions by someone asking us, hey, do you want a booth? And we went to the booth, not really knowing what we were going to do. We brought a little spin wheel, and we were just going to talk with people. And while we were there, we realized that it is a very big unreached group, and we could do a lot more than just having fun with people, but also be a bit of the change for some people. And so one thing led to another. We now get an opportunity to actually preach a message, a Bible message that we call Nerd in the Word at our Nerd in the Word service at these conventions. We're now in 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5 different conventions. And the next one that's coming up is it's going to be Louisiana RetroCon in the first week of August. And that will be in Gonzales, Louisiana. The theme this year is Mario. So if you come by, you'll probably hear a message on Super Mario of some sort and how it relates back to the gospel. But listen, here's one of the things. We are monetized here, and this is no hand out, no begging here. But anytime you guys come and join and watch us or join our memberships or do any of the cool things that are kind of helping us as a channel and as a podcast, it directly affects the fact that we get to go into these places and help fund some of this stuff to go and impact people and reach them with the gospel. And thank you for all those people. 3 people that I'd love to shout out right now: Patrick Little and Danielle Davis. You two are at our link spot, and thank you so much. And our number one, our only George member right now, is actually hanging out in the chat right now, and that is Bryce. And Bryce, since you are a George member, we are going to curate a commercial to play here for you really soon. Andy couldn't do it, and I couldn't do it because of the amount of time over the last few weeks. But once we get a spot in a few minutes, you'll see your commercial played here, Bryce. So thanks for doing that, man. And our next thing, Andy, is let's talk about Culture Box. Since we're talking about Christian friends, any of you guys that are Christian creators, including Pop Culture Pastor, we have a group of Christians that come together and just support each other. And by just hanging out in their chats, hanging out online, and one of the things that we do is we share a commercial about one of our friends each and every week. And today we are going to share. Who are we going to share, Andy?
Well, I was just scrolling through, and actually our friends over at Cellcast are live right now. Drew is playing Mario Kart World. So don't leave the show, all 9 of you right now, to go over there. But go give them some love. Let's give a shout out to Drew and Jacob over at the Cellcast.
The Cellcast hosts Jacob and Drew review animated movies and TV shows, discussing what they appreciate about the medium in whatever form it takes, whether it's a traditional hand-drawn animated movie, claymation shorts, or a 3D CGI series. Check out some animated reviews when you subscribe to The Cellcast at thecellcast.podbean.com. And don't forget, Cell is spelled with a C and a single L at thecellcast.podbean.com.
And talking about beans at podbean.com, you guys, it's 9:30 at night here in Tallahassee, Florida, where I'm hanging out, where I moved my daughter. And I've got to get up early in the morning. So I'm not going to drink any coffee tonight. But in the morning, I will have a nice cup of Joe. And Andy, tell them our favorite cup of coffee that everybody should have.
Absolutely. The official coffee. I actually just got my box in today. It smells so good. I love it. But it tastes even better. Go check out the official coffee. Order your coffee from Village Coffee and check out the commercial. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. It's been so long since I've done this. Just listen to the commercial.
Let's face it, at-home coffee can be pretty stale. Coffee at home doesn't have to be boring. The Village Coffee is here to deliver the flavor. The Village Coffee roasts coffee every week and sells online. Go to villagebeans.com to order your coffee today and use discount code Rushmore for free shipping.
There it is.
And so The last thing I want to share with you guys is thanks for being here. It means a ton to us. And go and follow our guys at Pop Culture Pastor and everybody that's in the chat. And if you're showing up late to the show, drop your link in the chat right now so that everybody can follow each other and be a part of the community. Let's finish this mountain up, man. So, Dave, you're up. We're going to Link. And that's for Abraham Lincoln. Number 2 on your mountain.
No more messing around.
Let's see. No more messing around.
We're going chalk now. I know I had some off the wall picks, but I'm going chalk now. My TJ is Carl Weathers.
Nice.
So wait, your link. But Carl Weathers.
Yeah, he's not my top. He's my TJ. Wait, wait.
No, the
Link is 2.
Yeah.
Link is 2.
TJ
Okay, my bad.
Was Crosby. Yeah.
Okay. I got them mixed up.
Yeah.
We're going with Thomas Jefferson over Lincoln.
Yeah. Oh, y'all are going Thomas Jefferson over Lincoln. We go Lincoln first, too. Number 2.
Oh, you're going Lincoln over Thomas Jefferson.
Yes. Yeah.
Second.
All right. I don't do
So
politics.
it's 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Carl Weathers, who was a star at San Diego State, went undrafted but signed with the Oakland Raiders 1970, appeared in 8 NFL games before a brief stint in the Canadian Football League before he catapulted to fame as Apollo Creed in Rocky in 1976. He was a mainstay in the Rocky series until Rocky IV, when he was tragically murdered by Ivan Drago, who was very uncaring about it all. If he dies, he dies. He was in Action Jackson, which is one of the, like there was the blaxploitation period where you had Shaft and all them. Action Jackson was for like the 80s kid, was like the first black-led action, 80s action-y type thing, and it was Carl Weathers. He was like the African-American Arnold Schwarzenegger of that time period. I think, and he earned it. I think he deserved it. He was, of course, with Arnold Schwarzenegger in Predator.
Epic. There's an epic handshake with them.
Yes, and it's a meme. And then my personal favorite, showing that he has range, he played Chubbs Peterson in Happy Gilmore, which, funny story with that movie, just to tell you how much, I didn't realize how much Carl Weathers had meant to me, but I recently went back and watched Happy Gilmore with my oldest daughter a few weeks after he passed away, and I actually shed tears at the dream sequence at the end where Happy goes to his happy place, and Chubbs is there, played by Carl Weathers. Like, look, don't be sad. I got my hand. And then he starts singing, "We've only just begun to leave." I literally shed tears because, like, how talented was that dude? So talented. Carl Weathers.
Yeah. RIP too. Relatively not that long ago, right? So, how long has it been now? It's been, I guess it's long. But Mandalorian too. He's Karga,
absolutely.
Greek Karga in Mandalorian. And that's, again, range. Like, you're in the Star Wars universe, you're this guy, and you're also, if you notice my little tagline, it's all in the hips. So that was
shout out to Dark Link. Shout out to Dark Link. Man, Dark Link actually had a conversation on the phone the other day, kind of talking about faith, man. It was a really cool conversation, man. Thank you for being here, Dark Link, man. Appreciate you so much. Looks like you got a doggo today. I'm guessing that's a dog. Just your abbreviation. What's the name? What name do we give him? Or her, maybe? Hey, I love this pick. If you saw my my thumbnail for this picture or our Instagram post, I always try and pick someone or something that I won't necessarily nail 100%. But he was on my Benjamins today because I felt like he needed to be shouted out on both sides. Great chops on both sides. And yeah, just Carl Weathers is a great pick. Obviously had him on there for a reason as Apollo Creed. But yeah, you said so much range. And yeah, he played for the Raiders, and guess that's professional football. So that's really cool. And I
just barely, but it is.
Just barely. Yeah.
We agree.
We agree, but he did.
Well, they don't send us.
What do you think about
so.
Oh, I think that's a good one.
And we had
That's all I'm
Andrew
going to
Weathers in
say.
the chat earlier. Andrew Weathers, are you related to Carl Weathers? Y'all look nothing alike, but yeah. So, Cody, you think this is a good pick?
Oh yeah, this is a top tier pick, and so I'll agree with it.
Okay. Oh, maybe a little foreshadowing. We always thought we were, he said. Andrew said we always thought we were. And listen, Andrew, I don't know how tall you are. Probably like 6'3", maybe 6'4". 40-ish-year-old balding white guy, right? That's which is me, right? Except you don't have a beard. And Carl Weathers is the complete opposite of that. So, but
also born in New Orleans. So there you go.
Yeah. Oh, Brazine, which is Miss Link, Lady Link. Hello, Brazine. Thank you for being here. Hey, howdy, y'all. He was born in New Orleans.
Yeah, January 14, 1948, New Orleans, Louisiana.
Wow, that's a cool pick. Man. So another New Orleans guy. I love it. I'll be 53 this weekend. Man, I didn't think you were 53. Jeez, you look so good to be 53, Andrew. Man, I'll be 47 next month. So, Brizin. Okay, Brizin. Well, thanks for being here, and welcome to the show. So, Andy.
Nope, it's Cody.
Andy, who's up next? Cody, you're up.
I am. So I'm going to hit the links hard here. This actor / professional athlete was in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Toy Story 4, and Little Nicky. Also had a brief stint as an Oakland Raider. His name's Carl Weathers. We crushed it.
Rushmore! Hold on. Here it is. Yeah, I figured he might show up. Oh, look, that's brotherly love. Yeah, so Carl Weathers, tell me why you think Carl Weathers.
Oh, like he was just a part of my childhood. Like all the movies that he was in, all the ones that Dave mentioned, the handful that I mentioned that were just off the beaten
without
path.
a handful where he only had one hand and
yes. But he seemed to have some diversity that he could play in the action movies. He could play in the comedy movies. In The Mandalorian, he has some heartfelt moments. And I appreciate that. And if you're also part of the Toy Story franchise, which he was in the fourth one, then
that counts.
So we'll name it and claim it.
So, Jessica, we mentioned Burt Reynolds right in the beginning of the show, and in talking about Burt, I think Dave actually mentioned him because he only had a cup of coffee as an athlete, basically. But yeah, he has an amazing range. We talked about Cannonball Run quite a bit tonight. But yeah, I love Burt Reynolds. That's a good pick, and it's definitely worth entertaining. And he might hear about him later. But yeah, I love this pick. Again, I can't say much more about him. He's definitely another one of my Benjamins gone. And I think Andy would agree, another Benjamin of his, unless he's thrown him out as the George for his side of things. And I doubt it. But yeah, good pick. So Andy, where are you going, buddy?
All right, well, let's do this. But it's not Carl Weathers. It's Arnold. Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Yes.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's the guy, man. I mean, when we brought this topic up, it was Arnold and Mike George. I mean, these are the two guys that immediately no thought had to go into it. And also, apparently, no thought went into my other two. But, yeah. Arnold's the guy. Arnie is the guy, man. He is everything you want in an action hero. He's literally the last action hero. He is everything you.
Wow! Pause. We have a new member to the show, Dark Link. Thank you, man. And again, that's just a thank you for supporting us. And we can't do these things without you. You're helping us change somebody's life, man. Thank you. And
appreciate you so much, Dark Links, man. Such an honor.
Truth be told, it has nothing to do with Carl Weathers or Arnold Schwarzenegger or any of that. It has everything to do with just giving us an opportunity to hang out with people and change somebody's life. I appreciate it. Man, he gifted 20 subs, Andy.
Come on.
Wow. Thank you so much. That means the world. I appreciate you so much, man. I don't even know what I could say.
It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
Thank you so much, Link. Thank you.
But Schwarzenegger, he is the guy. He is everything. He is explosions. He is muscles and big time. And the other thing, like we mentioned, I think maybe Dave said it or Cody, one of you two said it when Kirk was talking about 50 membership. Goodness gracious, look at this guy.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. I mean, thank you, man. You don't have to do that. And it really is listen, I will just say this. I got to know Dark Link really well last weekend, the weekend before I left for and I'll not share everything because he is a private person. But I shared my testimony, man. And I shared my testimony with him, Andy. And it led into a conversation. You know my testimony. And Andy, I'm going to challenge you because I need to do it too. We need to make a video for our channel of our testimony so people can see. Because there's a lot of times people think that just because I sit in here and I sit in front of YouTube that I feel I'm better than people or that I don't know. Like YouTube is a funny world and there are weird people and sometimes you get roped into things you don't necessarily want to be roped in. But if I'm being honest, Andy and I are some of the most real people you'll meet. We have gone through heck and back and we aren't, we're not just the president. We're also a client. You know what I mean? We have gone through and had to do some things. Goodness. Hey, okay. Listen, Dark Link, you're this is amazing, but you don't have to do that. And I love you. You changed my life that night that you won't even know. I shared my testimony with him, Andy, and here's the reality. My testimony is the most important thing I have in my world. It is the very most important thing that I have in my world. Without it, I don't have my wife. I don't have my kids. I don't have my life. I don't have my job. I don't have this YouTube channel. I have nothing without my testimony. And Andy, I think we have to do it. We have to share our testimonies. Yeah. And let's get a video of it. 2 separate videos. We'll put them out sometime by the end of the summer or something. We'll figure it out.
Revelation. I know, we were going to do a movie. We're doing an episode about actors, athletes who act, and I'm about to quote Revelation 12:11, conquering by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. There you go, right there. So that's a big deal right there. So Dark Links, man, appreciate you so much, and man, that's such a blessing.
And wait, this goes without being said. He didn't even have to put this in there. I say this about everybody, but he has one of the best video game streams on the internet, and he plays a lot of obviously Zelda and other action games. Go visit his channel. He has a lot of fun. And Dark Link, come and visit us at Louisiana RetroCon because I know you live in the area. I know you guys
absolutely
things. I want you all to touch everyone you come across. I'm sorry again for taking away. No, listen, it's our honor. And Andy, we'll share offline, but there's been some really cool conversations with DL.
Absolutely, man.
Let's get back on this. And man, I'm overwhelmed.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. We've already talked at length about him, and maybe he's going to get talked a little bit more about the guys below, but I think it's a fantastic pick. I had him lower than you, and I easily could have made him my George.
Let me just get to this last little thing I was going to say here, and then Dave and Cody, I'll open it up to you guys. One of you guys said something about how, like with Dwayne Johnson, like he's the same guy in every role. Arnold Schwarzenegger, like, is literally he plays like a next door neighbor, but he's a bodybuilder. Like he's every role they make it to be about his buffness. Like maybe not all about it, but like they definitely like that's a part of his character. And all that to say, I love it. So I'm not knocking that against him. But when immediate just word association, when we said athletes who act, boom, it was Arnold Schwarzenegger without a doubt. So that's my guy. He's my link. Any other thoughts? I know we've talked about him for sure.
The best part about Schwarzenegger is exactly what you just hit on. The dude plays an Austrian bodybuilder, like dad in like Jingle All the Way, or he's an Austrian bodybuilder kindergarten cop. And nobody ever mentions it, right? No one ever mentions like how strange it is that he's this mountain of a dude who has this heavy Austrian accent. It's hilarious. I think it's hilarious, but it's kind of what makes Arnold too.
It's commonplace to have an Austrian bodybuilder in your neighborhood. So
he's like living
I've never
in
once met an
Buffalo.
Austrian.
He's living in the middle of suburbia as just this. Like, who is this guy? He's way out of place. You're not from Ohio.
And I like to think in the future they're going to build robots that look exactly like him. So,
Side note: have you ever heard the? Now I'm a metalhead, so there was a band. It was a spin-off, like fake kind of just not necessarily for concerts or anything, but they recorded this stuff called Austrian Death Machine, and it was a concept metal band all based on Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's so good. It's so good.
That sounds epic.
Was there a lot of his Total Recall yell?
Yeah. So that's how the vocals are. Like it's get to the chopper. Dude,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Highly recommend it.
That's awesome. So, okay, man. So Arnold for your number 2, your link. Speaking of link is in the chat. So when we're doing link, so my link, let me pull up his stats because I didn't even realize he was an athlete. But I mean, it makes sense that he's an athlete, but I didn't realize it when I kind of going through the list. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, what did he do? Oh, yes, he's on my list by far. So he is widely considered top 12 at this sport in the world as a kid or as a performer.
I know who this is.
He was a British national diver from 1 meter, 3 meters. I'm going with Jason Statham.
Wow.
And listen, competed in the 1990 Commonwealth Games. He has a fun quote. He said, "I never thought I'd end up in Hollywood. I was just trying not to do a belly flop," because he was a diver. But he's done kickboxing, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, Wing Chun Kung Fu, boxing, MMA. That's just stuff to perform and prepare for his movies. But when I talk about action stars, you've got guys like Arnold. The action star is just about being like just brute strength. This guy is some of my favorite. The Transporter movies, like every movie is like an adrenaline rush, right? He's Crank and Crank 2, The Mechanic. And then he was also Expendables and Fast and the Furious. But I'm going Jason Statham. The Beekeeper was kind of a low key to show that showed his acting chops a little bit. He was more of like a kind of like a John Wick type character. He's always fighting people, but he was just more of a chill guy. But over $5 billion grossed worldwide in his movies again. And most of his films were mid-budget action hits, and he still made $5 billion. Great guy. And talk about being a professional. I said there were some that weren't necessarily the big four. Yeah, I got a diver in the house. I love Jason Statham. It's one of my favorite actors of all time. And I had him in my action list. So I'm going to go with him. Jason Statham. And Jessica, if you're still in the chat, Jessica had him on her list. And I was like, oh.
Yeah. Statham is just continuing the trend of typecast actors. He has, I don't think, any range. Like he is Statham the whole time. That he's in every movie.
And
I did put in the chat just now. I want to see him as Kano in a Mortal Kombat rendition.
Dude, that would be awesome. That would be pretty epic, actually.
He's literally perfect for it. I don't know what else we need to do. But yeah, I like Statham. I like the movies. Crank was ridiculous. It's not a movie I feel like I could probably watch now.
I probably can't watch it anymore, but back in the day, yeah.
Yeah, the accent adds a lot. It's great. It's Statham. Jason
Statham.
Great pick.
Yeah, Andrew says The Beekeeper. Have you seen The Beekeeper yet, Andy?
No. Is it a movie?
No, because it's more of a newer movie for him. But
does he play a beekeeper?
Yeah.
Is he fighting bees?
No, he's like the neighbor that takes care of bees, and he goes and defends, that kind of thing.
As one does.
Yeah.
As
one does.
Who will defend the bees?
The bees killed my family.
The bees killed.
Is that it? Is that the movie right there?
He has to kill all the bees.
Great impression.
You kill the bees, Bill.
He's like the John Wick of bees.
Oh.
Well, Jessica's still here. You picked Jason, probably because he's cute. But you're talking about, at this point, who wasn't in Fast and the Furious? You're right. I mean,
The Rock.
We're going on what, the 11th film now? Everybody. It's kind of like Expendables. Like, who hasn't been?
Yep.
So yeah, no real. Listen, when you're talking about acting chops, he doesn't really have them. But when I'm talking about my favorite actors of all time, if there's a Jason Statham movie, I'm at least giving it a chance to be entertained for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I'm watching it every time.
And to your point, that is true. You're not watching a Statham movie to be moved emotionally.
No,
you are just you know what you're getting.
Is a really good franchise.
What?
Transporter, which basically launched him, in my opinion, is a really good franchise.
Yeah,
I'll just say that.
You know what you're getting into when you're watching.
Yeah, 100%.
You just know what's happening. I like the pick. I like the pick for sure.
Risen thinks that Beekeeper was pretty good. His accent.
Also, hey, Snatch is one of those really cool movies too.
It's a classic.
It is a classic.
It's a. I don't understand how you can like Snatch, Kirk, without liking subtitles, because there's no way you know what that is.
Well, there are a few subtitled movies.
It's necessary.
That it's mandatory.
Yeah.
And that's one of them.
There's a fun SNL skit that makes fun of Snatch.
Do that again. That was great.
But have you seen the SNL skit with Bill Hader, and they're making fun of movies like Snatch, and it's like you can't understand anything they're saying.
Nothing. You can't understand.
We go round and round a re-row. What? What do you mean? What's happening?
Dave, do you like Statham?
I considered Statham because he is cool in everything I've ever seen him in. He's really cool. I like him as an action star.
Cool dude, man. He's one of those guys I'd love to hang out with. Just like,
yeah. But the problem is his movies, for whatever reason, they just miss me. I haven't watched the Transporter series, so I considered him, but in the end, he didn't make my list because of just lack of.
He wasn't on the Love Boat. He wasn't on the Love Boat.
but I love Snatch. I think Snatch is a great movie, but obviously that was his first movie, I think, and that movie was a lot more about the ensemble.
Yeah, I was right. Nailed it. Yes, because he's cute, but also he's entertaining.
He is.
And Dark Link says you nailed it with the Bumbles there, Andy. All right, so one more round. Dave, who's the George?
All right. I knew for this one, I had to have the top level athlete with the top range of an actor. And my guy, who is the George Washington, this guy was a college legend, Heisman Trophy winner, first team All-American. He's the first NFL player to rush for 2,000 yards in a 14-game season. And then he crosses over to acting. He does these commercials that are iconic in the 80s. Why are you laughing? I don't even know why you're laughing.
This is a great pick.
Iconic Hertz commercials where he's like running through the airport and like doing stiff arms and jumping over things. And then he like shows his range as Nordberg in the Naked Gun series.
Yes.
And he's like one of the best parts of the movies. He's super funny. And then he gives the performance of a lifetime pretending to be an innocent guy in his trial. I'm talking about O.J. Simpson. He's my George. Book it.
Book it, Dano. Dude, I was just talking about Naked Gun yesterday. And did you see this commercial for Liam Neeson, who's playing Leslie Nielsen, which is a tongue twister? And I was just talking about the other day, my soon-to-be son-in-law, whose house I'm at, right? Because I'm moving my daughter out here to Tallahassee. That commercial came on while we were watching the NBA basketball championship game last night. And I said, oh my gosh, Liam Neeson. I missed this. I haven't been online in so many whatever. And Liam Neeson's playing Leslie Nielsen. And he goes, who's Leslie Nielsen? And I was like, what? And then I really felt old.
Shirley.
I finally felt old. I was like, okay, let's go through it. And then I said, O.J. Simpson was in the movie. And he said, I didn't even know O.J. played in anything except his trial. He said that. So, dude, that is perfect.
So the gag in the trailer with O.J. where they're all looking at their dad's pictures is perfection. Like, I would go see the movie just for that, even if it wasn't Liam Neeson in the Leslie Nielsen role, which is amazing. But here's a fun little fact. If you're doubting the charm and charisma of OJ and how big he was in the 80s, the movie company wanted O.J. Simpson to be the Terminator. So Jim Cameron, who was a young director at the time, even went so far as to take a meeting with O.J. He had a dinner meeting with him. When he left, he told people, I don't think he's right. He's too pleasant.
Yeah. And you know what? That's what got him off.
Maybe.
Honestly.
Allegedly. Allegedly, Kurt.
So you're a little older than me, Dave, 2.5 years. But when I guess this is 95, 96, if I remember correctly, I was, 14, 15. I fought with my parents and was like, he's innocent. And I mean, as a 15-year-old kid, listen, I didn't want to watch the trial. I didn't watch any of that stuff. My mom watched it religiously. But I was like, there's no way that guy could be guilty as a kid. And it's because of things like Naked Gun and all that stuff he was in, because he was charming. He was just like a funny guy. Like, how could he? No way. Not him.
So I think it was 1994. I only remember this because I was 18, and this is going to be wild for the young people watching this stream. This is going to be wild because I was 18. I was working in a gas station. We had the TV that showed like the Keno numbers, the Lotto numbers. Well, we had rigged the TV up, so we were just watching the trial every weekday. It was just on every day for I think it was like 6 months. I mean, it went on forever, but everybody was watching this trial. And we were on a main drag or main street of, in my town, a pretty big town. And the day they read the verdict, it was lunch hour and traffic just stopped. And we had 20 people in this gas station, all just staring up at the TV. For young people, I know you don't understand, but this was huge in that time and place. There was nothing bigger than the OJ trial.
I just watched the documentary I mean, there's been 1,000 documentaries, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But the newest one that come out is so good. It's such a good series. But talking about how like a lot of the evidence, like it almost makes you, again, I don't want to get into was he go through whatever. that's long gone. But it's like some of the things, it's like the missteps in the trial and stuff it's a really interesting take to see on that. But yeah, this was the guy that I knew was at least going to be talked about today. I wasn't sure if he was a guy that I guess time has gone on. Who knows? Is it okay? Is it taboo to put him on the list of here? It's like, do we put Benoit on our list of
we don't.
I don't think I wouldn't have personally put him on there, but is it too soon still to put him on the list of whatever?
Cody
who
says
knows?
yes.
Who knows?
I try to make it lighthearted, but what throws me over is that iconically and pop culture wise, like, listen, the only way you don't know OJ if you're over a certain age is if you fell into a coma in the late 80s and you woke up today, you'd have a hard time believing that whole part.
That's the world.
Like, you'd be like, what? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Dark Link says, I can't kick the thought of him being the T100. I would have loved that. This is the best, though. I know you were talking, but imagine OJ in a white Bronco shooting out the window. I'll be back. Oh, that's great. That's great. Andrew Weathers says he was living in LA when all of it went down. Neighbors would fight over his guilt or innocence. My family was fighting over guilt or innocence, and we were in the other LA, Louisiana. So yeah, this is a good pick. I gave it a thought, and that was all I gave it. And not because, honestly, aside from Naked Gun, I couldn't think of anything else that I really thought he was in. And the fact that you tied the trial in is perfect. Because that's awesome.
Evidently, commercials is where it's at on this show.
It's hard to explain too. It's hard to explain too because
Cody, I wasn't notified of this change, but yes.
I wasn't either.
Well, listen, just like one of my other four, the early 80s was a weird time where you didn't have as many movie stars. There weren't as many as we have today. And so some of your mainstay actors were people that would just show up on your 80s shows and sitcoms. Like, an OJ would make cameos on things. Like, it was no big deal to have a guy show up on The Love Boat and Webster and Different Strokes, like Family Ties. It just happened. And a lot of your iconic people, that's where they started. Tom Hanks was on Family Ties.
He was.
Yeah.
Not that Tom Hanks has anything to do with OJ. Just want to make that clear.
Allegedly. Good pick. I mean,
I'm going to vote. I'm going for the OJ vote because I'm going with him because I want to live. Ha ha ha. Yeah. So, all right. Where are we at? Cody.
Yes.
Who's your George?
So my George is going to be a Crushmore.
Oh, no way.
With Arnold.
Yeah. There we
Triple Crush. Triple Crushmore.
So
he
Arnold,
took the whole Predator.
He is on my Mount Rushmore of action movie stars, and he might be my George. Honestly,
nice.
He's between Lincoln and George. It goes back and forth. The Mr. Olympia, being known for that big time and then making it huge in like every action series that wasn't starring Sylvester Stallone in the 80s. And I mean, that was on repeat on TNT and TBS, like all those movies. And he was also on the Manning cast last year
with another great actor.
Yes. And he was hilarious. If we're counting the Manning brothers as actors, then yes, the Manning cast has definitely launched some careers, if you will. But
Manning's call us.
But yes, Arnold, hands down, is my George. Just like you said, $5 billion at the box office. The Terminator, who he was also in the Expendables. So many movies.
There he is, capitalist Cody.
Yes.
That's
the money comes into play when we get to George.
Yeah.
I feel it. It's a good pick, man. I obviously had him way too low on my list, and
Dave clearly.
Dave doesn't know the right actors, I guess. I don't know, because he didn't pick him. But he did pick OJ. I wonder if OJ could beat Arnold. I don't know. I was going to make a poor joke. Anyways, we're going to.
Yeah, we don't want to go down that road.
We're already too far gone.
We're already too far gone. Get to the chopper. Yeah, I need to get to the chopper. Andy, who's your George?
My George is a hold on, where's it at? Let me see. We'll see if we can get him in frame.
The Rock.
If you smell, yeah, he's the guy. He's the number one. I mean, is there any question? He is movie. Like, that's just what he is. He has become Hollywood for all the reasons that you shared before, Kirk. There's.
Can I share something? I thought about this after we got off, and you remind me of this because you mentioned this movie a couple weeks back. But have we seen not Get Shorty, but the other one where he
Be Cool?
Be Cool. That is
Cool
not
is
a
so
rock.
funny.
That is not a rock job. No, that is a totally different character.
I agree with everything you say. Again, we're going to get typecast actors. When you get athletes who are acting, you're not usually getting these guys who are like known. Like, there's some of that, like, oh, let's get that kind of fame in there too, and just carry it over to this movie. And I think Dwayne Johnson's one of those things too. But I don't care the fact that he is a bodybuilder as a Jungle Cruise captain. I mean, he's clearly not the guy who would be there doing that. But they did it anyway. I mean, go way back, Scorpion King. Go back to, I mean, he's been in the game for a long time. And it's natural. His job was acting. I mean, there's the athletic side of it too, but acting has always been a part of it. And like you said, the promos and all those things. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is just
the final boss now. He's the final boss now.
Again, I live in a household where Moana is huge, right? And Maui is one of the coolest characters, and it's literally just fat Rock. I mean, he's got the tattoo, he's got everything. It's just, with long hair. I love the movies that he's in. I don't care. Like the whole like him and Kevin Hart thing is hilarious. And I don't love Kevin Hart, but when you get them two together, it's.
Let me tell you something. Kevin Hart is much more palatable when he's around The Rock.
Yeah, no, that's usually the only time I like him. But I mean, we listed off all these movies that he's in. It's just it's impressive. Jumanji. I'm just scrolling through these lists here. All the Fast movies, G.I. Joe, Doom. I'm scrolling through all these. Game Plan. I love the Game Plan. That's a great movie.
That is a funny movie. Tooth Fairy.
Yeah, Tooth Fairy is a great movie. The Other Guys. That's one.
What's the one? Where's the one where he's the football coach of the Troubled Kids?
Gridiron Gang.
Gridiron Gang. That's a fun one too.
The Mummy. Returns. I mean, he's we could go on forever.
He's there for a split second. Yeah,
he's there.
I have him as the third best actor out of the WWE stable.
Out of it.
And when we get to the Benjamins, my second best will for sure be mentioned.
Yeah.
Okay. If he hasn't already been mentioned, then there's only. I mean, there's a bunch of other ones, but I don't know. Okay, it's a great pick, man. Obviously, I agree. We just kind of had some order differentials. Now, here's the thing. Here's my George. So, The only guy more scarier than Dave's George is my George.
Oh.
Yeah, because Dave
Scarier than OJ? Uh-oh.
Oh yeah. He's much more scarier than OJ. So I'm going with a guy who trained in South Korea and in the United States Air Force.
Yeah.
I'm going with a guy who was a six-time undefeated world middleweight karate champion. I'm going with the man, Chuck Norris. Are we kidding? Chuck Norris, greatest athlete, actor of all time. Started with another great actor guy with Way of the Dragon in 1972. But, dude, Sidekicks? Come on, man. And if you like action movies, if he's not on your list, then you must not have been born in the 80s. But became the internet in 2000s as a meme. Walker, Texas Ranger. I mean, there's so many things about Chuck Norris. But when you brought the list up, I said, okay, Chuck Norris, The Rock, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then I was looking for my next one, and Statham and a few of the guys that are sitting on. But these three were the first three that I thought of without a shadow of a doubt, without putting my whole list as wrestlers, which it kind of started there. But the next guys outside of that was Chuck Norris, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and The Rock. So that's where I'm going, man. So here's some of his disciplines. He's 8th Dan black belt in Tang Soo Do, Taekwondo, 8th Dan black belt, 10th Dan black belt in Karate Shotokan, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and a Judo black belt. And literally, he went 6 years, 68 to 74, undefeated, beating the likes of some major karate guys like Joe Louis, Alan Steen, and Skipper Mullins. I'm going with Chuck Norris. Mr. Delta Force, and I'm an Air Force guy. So listen, as an Air Force,
let's not forget his iconic role in Dodgeball.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's not forget that. I'm surprised you skipped that. You know,
I skipped it, but yeah, because he's not really. I forgot that, honestly.
That's a great scene, though. Thank you, Chuck Norris. Thank you. Yeah,
he nearly cracked the top 4 for me. Oh, he was so close.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
Oh,
I mean,
he's also a Christian conservative, outspoken on faith and family. That's just a fun fact. Which
it is.
Yeah, there you go. Father of 5, dude, great dude, and an author. Honestly.
And he sings the Walker Texas Ranger theme song.
He sure does.
Have you seen like the latest things that he's in, where he's just there because he's Chuck Norris, but like he can't move.
He's like,
hey, when you're 90, you'll see how well you move.
I know, but it's just so funny that we're still using. It's like let the guy rest.
He's still selling Total Gyms.
Yeah. Oh, that's another one. Total Gym. There you go. We had a Total Gym growing up as a kid, and I remember those infomercials fondly.
That's awesome. All right, guys. So we are at our favorite part of the day to talk about another controversial guy on the show. Let's drop our little ditty all about the Benjamin. Now it's time to do our honorable mentions. If you guys have not been around the show long enough, you will understand that we call Benjamins honorable mentions because Benjamin Franklin potentially was going to be the 5th guy on the mountain. So we're going to talk about who missed our mountains today, just like Benjamin Franklin. Here's the thing. We can't mention anybody that's already been mentioned. So I have a few guys off the board, and it's the same order for the first round, but it goes reverse in the second, back in the reverse again in the third, and finishing it off going in reverse in the fourth. So like a snake in fantasy football. Dave, you're going to start. You'll have last pick. A couple people will have 2 picks at the same time.
Okay, we're doing the snake style, one at a time.
Yeah. So
okay.
Dave, you're first. Then so it's Dave, Cody, Andy, me, and then me, Andy, Cody, Dave, and then Dave, Cody, Andy, me, and then me, Andy, Cody, Dave. You get Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy at the end, unfortunately.
Okay. Oh, no. I've got him already, and he's anything but irrelevant. and no one will take him. I already know it.
You
All right,
better
so-
not pick one of mine.
All right, so
Here we
I'm gonna
go.
that affects the order I'm gonna pick him in though.
So here's the deal. It is a bit of gamesmanship because if you know somebody on the board is going to try and go after somebody that you need, then you might want to grab him before that guy goes.
All right. I'm gonna go. I had it as a 2-package deal here, but I'll play by your rules because I was originally just gonna go with the Space Jam duo, but I understand probably that's not kosher. So I will just take Michael Jordan, 6-time NBA champ, 5-time NBA MVP, global icon, arguably the greatest basketball player of
Not
all
arguably,
time.
He is.
Definitely
Nobody should
not
be arguing.
arguable that he is the best Space Jam movie participant of all time in the best Space Jam movie. Wasn't a trained actor, obviously, but he did have Bill Murray to help him out. I'm taking Michael Jordan in Space Jam, and thanks in no small part to his appearance on Saturday Night Live as well.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. Cody.
Wow. Okay. So I'm going to go with the second best wrestling actor.
Do it.
You can't see him. His name's John Cena. Oh, I love John. So far the heel run hasn't panned out quite like I had hoped, but the dude is the winningest heavyweight champion of all time. Passing Ric Flair now. Peacemaker. Oh my goodness, that series is so hilarious, but then it has these heartfelt moments. James Gunn's writing style is a chef's kiss to what Cena's bringing. Of course, he plays that character in the Suicide Squad. He's in the Fast and Furious franchise because who isn't in the Fast and Furious franchise? The Marine was a big movie back when I was younger. Trainwreck, him and Barbie, that cameo, I wasn't ready for it, but thoroughly enjoyed it. He's also in Fred the movie, so he can reach out to the youth. And whenever Coyote versus Acme gets released, which it finally is supposed to next year, we're going to get to see more of his acting chops. The dude also raps and is actually really good at rapping. Yeah, I'm all about the Cena for the Benjamins.
Yeah.
Hey, so look, since we're talking about him, let's mention him. I hate everything about John Cena's wrestling. Just throw that out there. I stopped watching wrestling, and one of the reasons was John Cena. And then I came back, and then he came back, and I was like, "Dang it, go away!" And I cannot wait for this run to be over. It is irritating.
He's ruining wrestling.
Well, that's the point. Yeah, but with that being said, he's fun. He's a fun guy. I like him better as an actor than I do as a wrestler. And he's the only guy out of the wrestling that I'll say that about.
You know what's really surprising about him is you mentioned the movie Trainwreck, and him and another athlete in that movie, and I won't steal anyone's thunder if someone's going to mention him as a Benny. They both are great in that movie, it's not a great movie overall, but they're good. And I've always been surprised at how good John Cena is in a comedic role. Like, it just really took me by surprise.
He is real funny. Speaking of a great role, just throwing this out there, he is very funny. Like the movie where he was the firefighter, was it Instant Fire? Something like, what was it? Something about Playing with Fire.
Yeah.
And then Instant Family. Listen, Instant Family is my favorite movie by him. It's a movie that Jeannie Mayo, if you know her, she uses it for the cadre. Man, it's awesome. So let's just keep moving. Doing this thing. Let's do Andy, you're up.
Yeah. Okay. So this guy was technically an athlete. It's why he drops down to my Benjamins, but I wanted him to get in there, but I was already controversial enough. Let me just give you a little bit real quick. He actually was holds the record in high school at his high school team for the most field goals in a season. He was a place kicker at University High School in Irvine, California. Also played in the MLB, technically. In 2015, he played for 10 different MLB teams, including the Athletics, the Mariners, the Angels, the Cubs, the D-backs, the Reds, the White Sox, the Giants, the Dodgers, and the Padres, all in one day during spring training. I'm going with my favorite actor of all time, William Ferrell. Will Ferrell is my Benjamin right there. Technically an athlete, but we're going to put him up there.
Sabotage.
You just got sabotaged.
Yeah. Will Ferrell.
Oh man, I knew when you said nobody's going to have it that you were going to pull something like this, and that is hilarious because I completely forgot that he played for every team in like a day.
It was like a charity stunt thing or whatever. Also, 14 field goals in a season for his high school. So there is that.
Oh, hey, well, I'm going to go with one. And Andy, this is going to be a good one for you, especially what just happened again for 29th inning straight. 29th inning straight. Did you see what just happened, Andy? The Yankees are 29 innings in a row without scoring, and the last 18 of them were to your Angels. So that game just ended. I'm going to go and draft a guy that played for the Angels. Yeah, I'm going to draft Mr. Pliskin. I'm going with Kurt Russell, who spent a little minor leagues in the Angels organization and is another action megastar. But he's got probably more chops than all these acting guys because he's been in all kinds of stuff. But Kurt Russell, I mean, he's in the pantheon of acting from the 80s and 90s and played some time in the minor leagues with a bunch of teams, actually. And if you've ever seen the documentary about his dad, it's about him owning the baseball team up in Portland, Oregon. Amazing little documentary. And then my next pick, I'm going to go and I better jump on this, but this bandwagon before they all disappear. It seems like all the wrestlers are leaving us. I'm going with the next best one out of all of these guys. No, not that heavyweight champion, but this heavyweight champion. I'm going
La Parka.
The chairman of the board.
I'm going to go with, well, it's the Big Show.
No way. The Big Show show's kind of funny, though.
Paul White is hilarious on that show. It is hilarious. And he played basketball for Tennessee. And obviously was heavyweight champion WCW and WWE. And Paul White is one of the reasons I want to name him in my fraternity. So, yeah, we're brothers. That's what you do. There. Anyways. You're up, Andy.
All right. Let's do it. I mean, he's been talked about. We've been flirting with it for a little while here today. Let's go with arguably the best mustache that's going to make the list today. Let's go Burt Reynolds.
Oh, nice.
Let's do Burt Reynolds. We got to put him out there.
Gotta get the cackle in.
That's a good pick. Good pick. So, Jessica, there you go. If you're still hanging around out there.
You can't go wrong with Burt.
Yeah, Burt Reynolds. Man, another 80s classic guy. Man. You got good.
If all he ever did were the Cannonball Run movies, then he's already contributed so much.
Cannonball Run. There's another guy who's done a brief stint of acting who just came back, who had a really cool show about Cannonball Run as a reality show. That's pretty cool. Anyways, Cody, you're up.
Okay, so I'm going to steal before Dave gets to it. arguably the best all-around basketball player ever. Career leader in almost every statistical category. Went to the finals 10 times in a row. And did the better acting job in a Space Jam movie, even if the Space Jam movie wasn't that great, and was phenomenal in Trainwreck. And has so many songs about him. LeBron James.
The numbers don't lie, unless the numbers you're talking about are career numbers.
Career. He's doing great.
Yeah, well, that is funny that you guys went both there. That's awesome. All right, so you're up, Dave.
All right.
How can you combat this pick?
I'm going to go with a Major League Baseball catcher for 6 seasons, 1962 through 1967, with the Braves, Cardinals, Phillies. He was a member of the World Series winning Cardinals. He played George Owens on sitcom Mr. Belvedere for 5 years in the 80s. He absolutely makes the Major League movie franchise, playing witty announcer Harry Doyle. I'm talking about Bob Uecker. Bob Uecker was the Brewers broadcaster, if you want more, for 54 seasons. Dude is a legend. I love Bob Uecker. I love him in the Major League movies. I still quote it to this day. Just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside.
Ball 8. I have quoted him so many times while watching Royals games. It's incredible. Ball 12. He's walked the bases loaded.
I almost took Bob instead of LeBron.
You should have done it. Bob was definitely going to be on my Benny list.
All right. Well, look, you get another pick now, Dave. You're back.
Oh, yeah. All right. I'm going to go right into my next pick. First overall pick in the 1973 NFL draft.
Oh,
so this guy has some real pedigree as well. Played for the Oilers, defensive end, Chiefs, and the Raiders. Won 2 Super Bowl rings. Was in the movie North Dallas 40. He was Caveman in cult classic The Ice Pirates. And most belovedly, Hey You Guys, was Sloth in the Goonies.
Hey You Guys!
The Twos, John Matuszak, who tragically died early in the late 80s. He's my guy. Sloth from the Goonies, John Matuszak.
Dude, he was on my list. I'm mad about that one. All right. So, Cody, round 3. Who you got?
Okay, so I'm going with someone from Louisiana.
Come on now.
Louisiana Tech University star.
No way.
Backed up one of the guys from Duck Dynasty.
No.
Terry Bradshaw. Failure to launch, father figures, Cannonball Run, and Smoking the Bandit too. So I love Terry Bradshaw. He's just funny, and he is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. So yes, Terry Bradshaw is my next Benjamin.
He's so underrated in Failure to Launch. I'm not even mad I had to see his bottom.
And that is a worth the look, isn't it? Gosh, what a freaking – that was bad. Holy moly.
Bradshaw's a legend. That's a good pick.
It is.
He is a legend.
Ah, man. So we are definitely scratching the bottom of the barrel here. So I'm going to go with a famous walk-on tight end for the University of Washington football team. He's a funny guy, and I think we mentioned the word community earlier, but I'm just going to say it. Joel McHale. Joel McHale.
Yes.
I don't see him as a tight end. It's so weird to look at him and be like, they were really desperate for a walk-on. I guess he's a walk-on tight end, but
he's a frail tight end.
He's not a blocker. He's definitely not going out to block for you.
No.
But yeah, Joel McHale. Got to put him on there.
He's a finesse guy.
He's
Clearly
one of those kind of tweeners, you know. Joel McHale.
All right.
Good pick.
All right, man. Well, I'm going to go with a guy who's been in a lot of movies. The one that I can think of the most is, hey, how much is a rib? $5. I'm going with none other than another Heisman winner. I'm going with Jim Brown, and man, one of the first ever multi-sport guys, retired early. One of the best running backs, if not the best running back of all time. He's GOAT status, but he's been in things like Dirty Dozen, 100 Rifles, Slaughter, 3 the Hard Way, I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, Mars Attacks, and Any Given Sunday. Jim Brown. And I'm going to go with, on my next pick, the guy that started it all when it comes to this wrestling madness, and I can't believe he hasn't been picked yet. I'm going with Hulk Hogan.
Terry Bollea?
Terry Bollea. I'm going with Hulk Hogan.
Mr. Nanny.
Everything from everything from him going against Tim Lister to riding a Sea-Doo and all the crazy wacky things that happened in the 80s. But he made wrestling what it is today as far as the 80s go. And if you have any conversation with anybody, he had his thumb all over every bit of it. And that's why everybody hates him now. Aside from being just really controversial in the news, when you talk about wrestling and acting, he kind of is the one that was even made it, that allowed it to happen. So
Agreed.
I'm going to go with that.
Hey, real quick, we can't go too far. I got to go back to your previous pick of Jim Brown. We mentioned all of his accolades and everything, but we didn't mention he was the voice of Butch Meathook in Small Soldiers. Come on.
Oh,
You're one of the few people that remembers Small Soldiers. That's probably why.
Small Soldiers so much. It's one of my favorite movies of nostalgia.
Seriously, though, Jim Brown, legendary.
Yeah. All right. This pick is literally only because I have to throw Parks and Recreation in there too. I was holding on to this guy. He's arguably the greatest basketball player that we'll mention today. He was in 3 episodes. Count them, 3 episodes of Parks and Recreation, and I think that's his only acting credit. I'm going with the infamous, the finesse, the guy who is just in the upper echelon of the NBA, Detlef Schrempf.
Not Roy Hibbert?
Detlef Schrempf.
I was going back and
baby.
forth. Like, is he going Detlef? Is he going Rick Smits? Where's he going here?
Roy Hibbert was on like
Roy
2 or
Hibbert
3
was only on
episodes.
1 episode, though, I think.
Dude.
So I'm going Detlef.
That's really, you were really dragging the bottom there.
He was made up in my mind. He was my last Benjamin the whole time. I knew no one would take him at all. But I have to throw out that Parks and Recreation is the greatest TV show ever created and ever will be created.
To be fair, those episodes he shows up, he's amazing in those episodes.
He's hilarious.
Oh,
We hired
so
Detlef Schrempf just to play basketball.
Those episodes.
he carried the weight of the whole series.
When you think Parks and Rec, you think Detlef Schrempf.
Who? What happened? A person I have no clue about. Who is this? Let's type it in the chat. What is it? DETLEF.
Seattle Supersonic.
SCHREMP.
He was a German American.
Something like that. Maybe the spelling's wrong.
DETLEF SCHREMPF, which is letters.
Whoa! I nailed it.
I think he was recently in the news because somebody compared the Duke kid that's probably going to go number 1 to Detlef Schrempf.
Really?
Oh, that's a burn to hit.
That's kind of a burn, yeah.
Yeah. Seattle Supersonics and Dallas Mavericks. Yeah. So just stat lines here. Trailblazers, 7.5 points average.
Oh, selling it.
You know what I mean? 43.
He did a good job in the finals against Jordan.
All right.
7.5 points, 3 episodes of Parks and Rec. Why wasn't he on your 4?
Look, when you type in Google Detlef Schrempf, it says people also ask, how good was Detlef Schrempf? Why was Detlef Schrempf on Parks and Rec? Is Detlef Schrempf a Hall of Famer? And then the 4th question is my favorite. Is Detlef Schrempf real? That was the question.
Hey, Jay Thompson in the house lurking around. That is Voggs's internet dad. Hey, welcome, Jay. Cubbies are doing good this year, man. Congratulations.
In large part because of what Will Ferrell did for the team in 2015. He really set the precedent for what would become.
I think Dave Bautista said it best when he said, "Why is Detlef Schrempf?"
Oh man! All right, so we have 2 more picks. Cody, finish us off. You and then Dave.
Oh, so I'm having to exclude 2 giants from this.
Thank you.
And that's how this thing happens sometimes.
Yeah, I will go with someone that was in Coming to America, Roots, Die Hard 2, and Good Times. I'm going with Kansas City Chief John Amos. Rest in peace. He passed away last year. Hilarious actor and seemed like a really nice guy.
McDowell's.
Yep.
John Amos rocks. I will not argue
Amos
with that.
does rock. And Red Kingdom, baby. Yes.
All right. This last pick is special to me.
Luckily for everybody else on the chat, except for you guys, I usually right about that time would have a little Funko Pop action.
Thank God.
Oh, hey,
this guy.
look, wait, first off, Jay Thompson, PCA is killing it. Great catch, followed by a 452 bomb. Yeah, he is awesome. He is my pick for the National League, probably MVP. He's doing great. Hey, y'all, just wanted to say I love y'all and what you do. Shout out to Dave and Cody tonight. Woot, woot. I got my new Corgi and he needs a walk. I'll see you Thursday. God bless. Man, thank you, DL. We can't say it anymore. We appreciate you, man. And be on the lookout for our testimony videos. You'll love them. Yeah, so Dave, finish us off.
Yeah, this one's special to me because not only does he fit the bill, both sides of this whole categories that we're talking about. I also knew this guy. He was an acquaintance of mine. I met him. I got to talk to him a few times. Very nice dude. He walked on at the University of Kansas, became a 3-time all Big 8 offensive tackle back in the late 80s and the 90s. And he starred in KU's 1992 Aloha Bowl team, which is legendary around these parts. His name was Keith Lonecker. He went undrafted, but played 4 seasons in the NFL anyways because he got on with the Rams, the Falcons, made it in 19 games, 5 starts, which is great for an undrafted player. Then he went into Hollywood, started a little movie called Out of Sight in 1998. He was cast by tape. He did not have an in-person tryout. He had no prior acting background, but he impressed Steven Soderbergh and others, including George Clooney, who he became friends with, which led to roles in other movies, including featured roles in Leatherheads, Rockstar, and Superbad, Lakeview Terrace. Keith Lonecker, he's a Lawrence, Kansas legend who literally rebuilt himself, overcoming injury, making the NFL, walking onto film sets, landing roles along A-listers. Off camera, his impact in Lawrence as a coach and a community figure is profound. He was a local hero whose story kind of blends all these things together: grit, reinvention, genuine heart, a mountain of a man at 6'4", 300+ pounds. But it was a quiet and kind soul who I know Lawrence, Kansas, and many people dearly miss. He was taken by cancer at the age of 46. And when I knew we were doing this category, I knew I was going to mention him. Keith Lonecker, an absolute legend in Lawrence, Kansas. And when he made it in those movies, it was just the coolest thing ever.
I am looking him up right now, and he looks like a guy that overcame some things. He looks like a guy that I would want to be friends with. He looks funny, and I remember him in the Leatherheads film. Matter of fact, that's him right there in the top right or the top left. Sorry.
Yeah, he made the movie poster.
Yeah, he made the movie poster right behind Clooney and the dog. Yeah. But anyways, this is a great pick. This is what the Rushmore Show is all about. It's about your top 4 being personal, being your favorites. A lot of wrestlers today, a lot of football players, as I expected. Before we get out of here, thank you guys. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Dave and or Cody or Cody and or Dave, whatever. Tell everybody what you got coming up. Where can they find you? What is your next show or event or channel so that people can go and follow you guys?
Yeah, follow us on anywhere you get podcasts. We're on Apple, we're on Spotify, we're on iHeart, we're on Good Pods, we're on all the podcast places.
Even YouTube now.
We are on YouTube as well. A lot of people follow us there, and it messes up our podcast numbers, but we don't care because it's not about the numbers; it's about you. We just love talking about pop culture. We love bringing people in the community. We interact. Follow us on social media as well, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, because we love interacting with everybody. And we're going to go to several comic conventions in the course of the rest of this year, a couple in Wichita. We're thinking about going to one in Omaha at the beginning of August. So
one in Salina.
One in Salina, Kansas as well. So yeah, we're excited to meet more people. And we got over 300 episodes to listen to. So just dig into the library.
Yeah, I can say this. It's a fun show. I love watching it, listening to it. I usually catch the link you guys share in your Facebook or the group. And I'm usually a YouTube guy, so sometimes I'll go there and listen. But we really appreciate having you guys. You're truly an inspiration to us and where we can go and what we can do with these platforms. And we can't wait to share the same room together in like a convention and sharing the gospel with other people. Thanks for being here so much. Macho. So Jay Thompson says Macho Man Baseball, Baywatch and Spider-Man, Chuck Connors, MLB, NBA, Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in Airplane. Yep. Bob Uecker was mentioned, commercials and movies.
That's a stream of consciousness right there.
Yeah. So Jay, those are great picks. Cody, thanks for being here. Dave, thanks for being here. Couple things, guys. Here's what we'd love to say. Number one, as soon as we hit in stream, go and share a couple things. One, go back to the channel sometime this week and tell us the worst, not right now, or you can right now, but it doesn't really count. Tell us the worst actor / athlete that has ever graced the silver screen or a field. Tell us just who are the worst ones. And they might be some of our picks, to be honest. Number two, on Instagram, there will be some slides, and each one will have our picks. Go on Instagram and wherever you can find them and vote who had the best list tonight. And the winner will get a high five. And then this week, we have another show on Thursday, which is our normally scheduled programming. And we are hanging out with our friend, Retro Maniac, which is Jeff Hufstetler. And he asked to do Batman movies. And my captain in the Air Force from Iraq is going to be on the show with us, Alex Thyne. He's a Packers fan. Don't hate him for that. But he's going to come on, and he is going to share his top 4 Batman movies of all time. And that is all Batman movies, live and cartoon, animated, whatever. Whatever your top 4 Batman movies are of all time. We're going to do that Thursday night. Be here Thursday night and hang out with us on our normal schedule. We'll probably see some of our regular friends in the chat that night. And Andy, do you have anything else you want to share before we get on out of here?
Put some respect on Shaq's name. The big Nostradamus is going to get you. No, thank you guys for being in here, man. It was a great time. Always love having you on. Love the studio. Let's just mention that again. Love seeing that on there too. But I do see a Batman poster back there, though. So
yeah. This wall behind us a lot of it is made of friends we've made at conventions who are artists, and so we buy one of their works and we stick it up. This one right here of Grogu and Bernie Sanders is from the first convention we ever went to by an artist who drew this special. And of course, this one here is a comic strip. So we add one every time we go to a convention.
I got a couple
a few of those same things behind him.
Check this one out. This is a metal print.
Oh, wow. I love that.
It's pretty sweet.
Very
This was a giveaway last time. And then I have the last one is my favorite zombie movie of all time. It's from a local artist over here, Return of the Living Dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a good one. But yeah, man, it's great stuff. Always love supporting people out at the cons and knocking everything over that I own. Let's see if I can do that without that. Yeah, that's cool. Thank you guys. Thank you guys, everybody who joined in.
Poster. I'm just kidding. That's not my poster. That's Tiger Woods.
You got the Tiger Woods print from the last golf con we went to.
Hey man, hey guys, let's do it again. Let's hang out. Again, we'd always love to come on your show as well, your podcast, as well as we'll find something to do down the road and maybe visit a convention together. Sorry I couldn't meet up with you guys while I was in Kansas City. My daughter had me all over that place. We had Jack Stack barbecue. We saw the Yankees beat the Royals, so that was two good things. They finished top 12. I did see Caglione get a hit, and I saw Aaron Judge hit a home run. That was worth it. And they got top 12 in the Top Gun, which is 74 of the best teams in the country in their age group. And we got to hang out in front of 112 college coaches in our 8 games, which is just crazy that they got to play in front of them. That is one of the most phenomenal baseball/softball parks I've ever seen, and it's not even close to being done over in Shawnee, Kansas. We stayed in a Roach Motel, and I'm not kidding you. I had to move like 4 rooms. I was not happy about that. Yeah, man, good times hanging out in Kansas City. I'll be back next year. We'll have to figure something out.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm trying my darndest. I've got to get my son and I to a Chiefs game. We were going to go to the Monday Night Football game last year against the Saints, but I could not make my schedule work and my wallet work for a Monday night game, flight, missed days work, several days work. So I have to find a different game, maybe a Saturday game when they ever have one there, so I can have some days to get there. But I'd love to come hang out at a Chiefs game with you guys and all my other Kansas City friends.
If you can find a way to make a twofer, a Chiefs game, a home Chiefs game is a once in a lifetime thing, but there's another one. If you can make it to a home game in Allen Fieldhouse for the University of Kansas basketball team, those are both once in a lifetime type things.
That is a pretty amazing thing too. Rock Chalk, man. Yeah.
Well, even if you don't care about, like, you don't have a team that you're interested in, just being there watching the game, it's really a cathedral of college basketball. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. Thanks for being here, guys. Let's do it again. We'll figure it out. Got to start thinking of the next thing we want to talk about. Andy, let's get out of here before their computer dies.
All righty. Thank you guys for being here. Let's say goodnight like we always do. This is the Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top 4
and nothing more.
Peace.